And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LGL Trivia TC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WWE Black and AMD Ryzen Rating. It's going to be your boy Aggressive, joined by none other than the bouncing baby boy known as Quaid. And yes, I'm always going to refer to him like that because he is one for sure. As we are back once again for the second fixture of today. So let's head on down over to the matches and see exactly which teams are going to be playing here for the 8 p.m. game. And it's going to be none other than the side of a home favorite, I would say, TRUERIPPERS and the juggernauts themselves of Enigma and Queen. How you feeling?
I'm feeling super good. Already was there for the first one, which was a banger. And yeah, I want to bet on top of that too. That pizza is still coming hot. Then the second the second match is gonna be even more so exciting because it's two favorites, TRUERIPPERS versus Enigma Gaming. Enigma being the Enigma they always have and on an amazing winning streak. Again, I'm not jinxing it, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, I'm not. These guys, I'm pretty
Yo,
sure.
they're gonna lose here, and then
Oh,
we all
trust me,
gonna
they won.
pick up the pitchforks and just stab Queen.
Yeah, so just so you know, my name's not Quaint anymore, and yeah, you can't hold me for that. But yeah, Troopers, again, amazing team. They've had a few slip-ups here and there, but I'm pretty sure that's not too much they can't handle. So this is going to be a pretty exciting match at Grayson.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one when you consider all the teams that are going to be going on down through. But before we do go on down over onto the teams, let's head on down over onto the players as we head on down over to the MVP standings and see exactly who's really reigning up on the top end for the highly contested position. And it's actually going to be SQ Wow pushing himself up to the number one spot, which absolutely astounds me, by the way, Quaid. SK Wow, his team hasn't been winning out the most. Region's been having a really rough time, but at the same time, Paradox, he's just the winner. He's just the one to take it all away, probably pushing himself onto that number one position if he's able to perform here right here in Bank.
Indeed, and top of that, he was at the number one position, aggressive. He's just been dethroned very recently, and I'm pretty sure he's looking very hard to get back up on top. And considering how good the man is, I'm pretty sure he can manage it. And we talked about this before in the first map. Look at that, the two SK brothers are up there on number one and number three.
Yeah, this is something that we always like to see. The SK Rossi and the SK Wow. Who's going to be winning everything out, Rossi or Wow? That's going to be a battle for the ages, that for sure. But for now, that's pretty much it for the MVP standings. Not really a lot of changes here, other than probably the side of Paradox being able to take it all away, bring back his own number one position, and then take his throne once more. Will he be the king again? We all have to find out here and right now. But before we do find that out, we need to head on down over into the group standings and see where the entire kingdom, being the teams, are going to be holding up on, because I feel as though when the group standings are taken into consideration, the side of TRUERIPPERS, yeah, they have a pretty solid lead on their own accord, but if they're able to win this one, Queen, they're actually going to shoot up and take that number one position away from the side.
Indeed. And previous season, if I'm not wrong, was Global Esports having that amazing charge, and this time it's Enigma Gaming. And well, they're just switching roles and velocity right now. They're on 1-1. They haven't played a lot of matches, but the fact that they lost the second one is kind of intriguing to say the least. Then we have TRUERIPPERS, Reckoning Esports, amazing teams, and they're finding their footing right now. TRUERIPPERS and Reckoning, they were there in the first season too. They were finding their way. They were doing decently. Now they're up there amongst the top dogs. Team T69, I expect a little more for them, but sometimes you know how meme they can get. And when they do get serious, they do get serious. So I'm still waiting for that thunder to come in. Sus Squad being a little sus, as always. They're pretty good themselves. And Godlike way down there, that's a doozy right there, Great Move.
Yeah, I do believe that Godlike are having some internal issues of their own. So I don't think they're going to be playing much at all, even. So we can count them out pretty much. But I guess it's completely fine. There are going to be a couple of problems here and there, so there's not much that you can do about it. They are going to be the ones to just drop one out for now. But hey, hopefully they're going to be coming back even stronger moving on down the line. But before we talk about the teams that are going to be coming down over on the spotlights, let's head on down over towards the team spotlight. Sorry, for the side of True Rippers, because honestly, these guys they need a little bit of an introduction, man. These are the rising stars. Honestly, this entire roster, they had such a rough beginning when you consider what happened in season one. Now in season two, these guys are tearing everyone down. New boot camp, new looks, and also Paradox just putting a pillow behind his head 24/7 to play.
Yeah, man. He's just chilling over there and doing what he does every day, and he's doing it the best that he can. And I mean, come on, there's a reason why he's up there on the MVP list and how why Troopers is way up there in the leaderboard. So here's to seeing what they're gonna show us today.
And True Rippers is one of those squads that we know for a fact can get tear everyone down. And we look at this roster, just look at them. They're looking menacing, they're looking happy, and they all have smile on their faces. But at the same time, these smiles can be really deadly when you consider the overarching story of how True Rippers have risen to the top and are now taking down juggernauts every single time. So the side of Enigma, they need to be very careful here. Otherwise, if they slip up and if they undermine their opponents, this could be the doom that they were not really expecting. But for now, let's see who's going to be spelling out the most doom coming on down through from the side of True Rippers, ladies and gentlemen, as we head on down over to the player spotlight for their end, Carbon, none other than AMD Ryzen Radiant. And let's see who exactly is going to be on that spotlight. It's going to be none other than Master. Come on, dude. Wayne, you have to say that Master is probably one of the best players that you can think of when it comes down to versatility.
I mean, obviously, look at that. The guy plays Sage, and he's a battle Sage, no less. 112 kills and 93 deaths, and an ACS of a 217. That in and of itself is just so amazing. And you know how clutch Sage can come in towards the end. You know those walls are super useful, especially in smaller maps. Sage always comes in clutch. And the fact that he can always think on his feet, use those walls, use the slow orbs, and also frag out like a complete mental guy. Obviously, he deserves to be on that spotlight. So, what else can I say, man?
Yeah, Master is one of those players that can just absolutely demolish
Yeah.
his opposition, and also because of his versatility as well. Consider what Master actually plays. Sometimes he's actually playing on towards a Phoenix. He's sometimes playing on Omen, maybe picking up an Astra here and there just to spice things up, and also picking up the Sage. His versatility is what makes him such an incredible player, and I would say his versatility is not on par, but he's close enough to
Oh,
that lightning fast who can consistently switch up the way he actually takes a lot of these different engagements and the way he's able to throw a curveball into his opponents by picking something up differently and then switching up his playstyle accordingly to what he's playing. It's always that X factor that the side of True Rippers need to possibly take down the unknown. That is the side of Enigma. And talking about the unknown, let's make them a little bit more known as we head on down over towards the team spotlight for the side of Enigma Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, because these guys, I don't think they need much of an introduction, but at the same time, Quain, take it all away, my man. I know you want to
indeed.
talk about these guys, but at the same time, like, what do you say about them that we already know?
What do I actually say? Yeah, there's master on the other team, a jack of all trades, master of all, yeah. But then this team, in and of itself, is just a complete master. Not gonna lie. We have Batman, we have God, Bexy, Rafael, Hika, and Ezzy. These guys are so good at what they do, and they're amazing at fragging it along with, covering their individual roles. God, Bexy on that Sova. And it's honestly, I normally tend to like lean over towards God Bexy just because of how in the moment it can be and how well he plays that Sova. It's so good that he doesn't even have to switch it out ever. So he's kind of embodied Sova at this point. And then we have Hiccup picking up the Phoenix from time to time. We have Reyna also being played by him. Sometimes he has an off day, sometimes he has on days. And whenever he goes in for that push, which he almost always does, he either frags out like crazy or he doesn't. And it's honestly depending upon what the day is. Sometimes those Mondays are kind of slower. But here's the thing: Enigma is such a good team that even if he's having an off day, he has the rest of his team that is Rafael, Badman, and Ezzy to back him up and back him up. They always do.
Yeah, and honestly, Batman is one of those players that can always rely on as well. Izzy and Batman, man. These are my star
Yeah.
players coming on down through from the side of Enigma. The way that they play, the way that they're able to execute down on every single one of their engagements is just completely different. And he just adds a different level of flavor and dynamic to all of this. But for now, let's head on down over on towards the player spotlight coming on down through from the side of Enigma, powered by AMD Ryzen Radiant, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, I really want to see who's going to be coming up on the scoreboard, and it is going to be none other than Hika, the Hika Alt Master, and also the Sage Master as well.
Indeed, like this guy again, just like Master is so versatile. Again, look, it shows us that he's a Sage, but we know what he can play. We know that he can play a Sage. We know that he can play a mean Phoenix. We know he can play a mean Reyna on top of that. And honestly, his KD goes to show 154.93. This guy is an absolute legend at what he does. And again, it's really hard when you're playing a duelist and you have to focus more on flashes, entering the sites and getting kills, and then suddenly you have to swap to Sage and have to play a little more passively. But he manages to show us the best of both worlds. So this guy honestly deserves to be on this player spotlight.
Yeah, the way he's able to do the control heavy playstyle that he normally involves in a much more of a chaotic fashion, I would say, considering this guy is like the embodiment of chaos as he does play the Rays and he's able to perform things that you should not really be able to do. Sometimes he's pushing on down through from the angle of Garage when we consider Haven, and he just bursts everyone doors, and he's like, oh my, and the opponent team is like, how the hell is Sike inside of here? Why is he here? No drone, no nothing, no boom bot. He just walks straight into Garage and kills like 2 people. That's Sike for you, ladies and gentlemen. He's just that X factor that the side of Enigma need to bring everything on back. And speaking of Haven, we don't know what the maps are, so let's head on down over on towards the map video screen and see what is the battle round going to be for these squads here. And the first initial map is going to be Icebox, and the last map is going to be Haven. Damn it, I thought that I nearly dated it.
Almost. At least Haven's there, right? So that's your
Yeah.
defense there. At least it's there. And then Icebox being the initial map pick by Enigma Gaming, we know why they're going for that. We know how good they're on Icebox. And it's not a default sort of playstyle that I have on Icebox. Like normally you see on the defense, they normally tend to fall back. Normal teams, I mean, would fall back, not hold the side and come in for the retakes, which is fine. But Enigma, they're so aggressive on the defense. They'll start aggressing, they'll start getting kills, and then they'll fall back and they'll wait for the remaining 3 players to come in and they just annihilate them. And the same goes for the attack. They're so calm, calculated, precise, and clean on Icebox. It's going to be a sight worth watching. But then again, we have TRUERIPPERS who they're facing off against. So it's going to be a really interesting match at this because TRUERIPPERS themselves are very aggressive. So it's 2 aggressive teams going up against each other on the map. Icebox is always a sight that we would love to see. Then we have Ascent, a map where you go back to the basics of Valorant and where anything goes and where it's always going to be explosive plays, explosive takes, a lot of utilities because you have a lot of open space that you have to hide from, and smokes are always going to be key on the map of Ascent. And honestly, Icebox, the clutch Meister, the clutch character I'd say would be Viper, and on Ascent I'd say Astra. So I'm pretty sure the Badman is gonna be having both covered, and I'm just waiting to for the entire match to like start off because TRUERIPPERS is a team that haven't gotten a lot of opportunities with the cast for. So I'm really waiting to see what they're going to be doing on these 2 amazing maps.
Considering how the cast does actually play out the first initial map, I believe that map number 2 for TRUERIPPERS, it's going to be pretty much a one-sided affair considering how much the side of TRUERIPPER have grown. When you
Yeah.
consider Enigma, they're much more textbook. They're very, very, very textbook, and I believe that they've reached the skill ceiling in the way that they can actually play the map of Ascent when it comes down to their raw control-based playstyle. The thing is, a team that is so heavily control-based can perform extremely well on those larger scale maps, but when you consider the smaller scale maps such as Ascent, it's not that big, it's not that small, even it's medium size. That's where having 2 types of playstyles really does help. Aggression is going to work out beautifully on that map. And when you consider the control-based playstyles, yes, it can work out for maybe 5, 6, 7 rounds, but as soon as your opponent team starts to adapt, that's when you're gonna get hit hard in the face, like as if you're getting punched by a bullet train. Not even punched, getting ran over by a bullet train and then literally blasting off into space. That's the side of TRUERIPPERS for you. That's how much aggression and adaptability they have on their side. So the side of Enigma, they need to be careful there. But when you consider the side of Icebox, I don't know. It's a little bit of a dark horse. It all really does depend on TRUERIPPERS and if they know how to actually counteract the control-based playstyles that the side of Enigma are actually known for. The more aggression that they have, the better they're going to be able to perform. So let's just see how we're going to be moving on down forward and how we're going to be able to set everything up here. The teams are going to get ready. We're going to be heading on down over onto the match. But before we do, get yourself a can of Red Bull, ladies and gentlemen. You see that QR code down below? You got to scan it. Get yourself that can of Red Bull. And just like Point, you got to take a big sip out of it as well. But be careful. Don't get addicted to it because this guy has a different level of addiction on for this one. He's got too many cans by scanning the Red Bull code. And you guys should as well because with the flavors coming on down through, you gotta support them. You gotta love them as well. But the agent selection is ready, ladies and gentlemen. So let's head on down over there and see what are the agents gonna get picked up by these players, and how spicy is this matchup actually gonna get, ladies and gentlemen? True Rippers versus the side for Enigma. I'm excited and I'm pumped to see who's gonna be winning this.
Yep, there we go. Paradox is gonna be picking up that Jet. I mean, there was no doubt ever, was there, Gracie?
Yeah,
Paradox is always gonna be playing that Jet. Then Rafiel again, same goes for him. Is always gonna be picking up the Jet. Godvex, he doesn't even have to like hover over it. We know what he's gonna be picking up. So let's just leave that aside. Badman, like I said, is gonna be picking up the Viper. Hika, Sage this time, really useful on the map of Icebox to like block off the tube section. And then we have Ezzy, the Killjoy, to watch for the flank to control the areas. And on the side of Troopers, we have a similar playstyle, a similar lineup. Actually, the same lineup. So, yeah. So it's honestly going to be boiling down to who plays their characters better and who controls the map of Icebox better.
When you consider the level of control, we know for a fact that Enigma, there is no team in our entire region that can actually go up against their level of control.
Choose your agent.
The way that they're able to control different signings, the way that they're able to set the pace of the match, they do it beautifully. But if you're able to take that control away from the side of Enigma, then that's going to be the place where the side of True Rippers are truly going to be the ones to take it all away. But here is where they need to dig deep and they need to understand what they want to do to try and approach this different situation. Do they want to be aggressive right at the get-go? Do they want to try and play it slow and understand what kind of plans inside of Enigma have in store for them? Or do they just want to go willy-nilly and just try to brute force themselves through in towards the side? This is the type of thing that they need to ask themselves as they're moving on down forward here, ladies and gentlemen. And depending on their side, that's going to be the main thing that they really do need to consider on how they're actually going to be performing here and there, depending on that. But for now, I would say that the side of Enigma, they have that advantage because, of course, they are the unknown and they probably did switch up a couple of their strategies to try and go up against the side of True Rippers, because considering how True Rippers are, they're very unpredictable. You don't know exactly what they're going to be doing. Are they going to be playing slow? Are they going to be playing fast? Sometimes they just switch up in the middle of absolutely nowhere. So let's head on down over into the game and see exactly what kind of plans these teams are cooking up on the map of Icebox, because on Icebox trying to cook something up, it's going to be quite difficult because of how cold the map actually is.
Here we go. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to dignify that pun with a response, but I appreciate the pun nonetheless, aggressive. Thank you very much for entertaining us all. But yes, I mean, that's kind of why I got the... Well, I mean, that's kind of why I got the kind of Red Bull, right? The amount of energy that is going to be coming out of this particular match is going to be insane. And yeah, the match is going to be starting in, but here's what I want to ask you. Like, we haven't gotten the time to get a prediction game going on, but who do you think is going to be winning out? Because I personally think that Enigma might win this out 2-0. But if at all, it might be a 2-1, because the last map of Haven is something that they're really good at. So I'm waiting for that to come out. But okay, I guess we're going to have to save your predictions for the end of the round, because Enigma have already made their presence known. Raw-Fuel off the bat gets a beautiful top game going on, gets an amazing kill, puts one player down into the dirt already, and Hika is going to be joining him, takes out Paradox. Not going to be able to do much this first round, and Raw-Fuel is already down to 4 points of health. But it doesn't really matter, although he's on 4 points of health. He also has 4 other team members to help him out. So that is going to be a really quick first round, aggressive, and like super smooth execution, but the way they suddenly just burst into sight, I guess this is what we're going to be seeing a lot of this entire match.
Oh, literally, Yika, you don't do that, man. Yika literally became the human flash, and he's like, oh, this flash is not going to flash me. I'm going to swing the corner and just slap a couple of bullets into the skull of Masters. Sage did not happen, but it's completely fine.
But yeah, tell me, who do you think is going to be winning this out and how?
How am I supposed to do a prediction right here and right now? It's just a piss around, man.
I believe you. I managed. Come on. Listen, I managed to give an amazing one-off prediction on the previous match, and that is one great.
I'm not doing a bet against you. And not after you won on a pizza against this ass. That's not gonna happen. But I'm gonna say that we're gonna see a 2-1 with the side of True Rippers. I'm just gonna be that X factor. I'm gonna say True Rippers.
Do I feel a bet coming along?
No.
Maybe we should. Oh, fine. But anyway, this is gonna be the second round, and since Enigma has won out the first, we are gonna see Spectres in their hands, so it should be a pretty done and dusted deal for them. All they have to do is get into sights, plan it, fall back, wait for them to come in, and just spray the hell out of them. That's exactly what we're seeing. Amazing post-plan positioning. The defense has to come for the retake, but it's not gonna happen because the turret is even popping off and getting kills left, right, and center. And that was just a clean sweep, aggressive for the second round. A flawless round by Enigma. And off the bat, we're seeing what Enigma has in mind. And boy, what they have in mind is something that I really want to see.
Yeah, they're fast, they're clean, they're smooth. That's what you would expect coming on down through, ladies and gentlemen, from such a team of Enigma's caliber. But at the same time, now it's going to be the first initial fire on coming on down through as well for the side of TRUERIPPERS. Let's see how they approach this situation and how they really want to actually get an idea of how Enigma are playing. But consider something as well here, right? The level of control-based playstyle that I was expecting from the side of Enigma haven't really shown up just yet. They're playing it systematically, but they're also rushing it a lot as well. Rock's gonna be able to go in for that trade. Master doesn't hit that first initial shot though. It's gonna hurt them. He needs to try and get a kill. And he's actually gonna be able to find it, so it's completely fine. He doesn't get treated out, and one tap God's gonna be able to go in for the retrade and get another kill down towards the side of God Vix. One person pulling him down from the side of Snowman. And the biggest question mark in my eyes is Ezzy is actually pulling the Killjoy, but I think that's fine because Badman's a better player when it comes down to the fact.
True, but that little bit of whiff coming in from Master, that was really nerve-wracking because honestly, I'm not really sure what Rawfield was doing, but he just completely ignored Master. Like, yeah, he's whipping anyway. I'm just gonna take advantage of that and calmly just walk into sight and take them down. But nonetheless, we see TRUERIPPERS has won it out. That's good, but they can't really make a lot of mistakes like that down the line. Aggressive. That's probably like
I'm very down forward because I think I'm down to what.
Indeed, but yes, aggressive. Just so you know, your network has is probably giving you a hard time again because divorce are breaking up. But that happens. At least it's not happening to the players, so they're standing strong, Nagi. And I'm still gonna leave it up to you. Whoa. Paradox, really risky move there. Does manage to get one kill, but that's all he's going to be getting. I don't really think that was that much of an advantage for the side of TRUERIPPERS because I know that it's an equal trade. But look at that hiccup. He's just going to make it uneven yet again. Picks up SZ. It's back to a 4v5, so it didn't really work out in the favor of Paradox. Valiant effort, but that's all it was, aggressive.
Yeah, they tried their hardest, but at the same time, they're not going to be able to try hard enough because they need to go down even deeper. And will they be able to go into the deep end? It's going to be the real question. First initial shot's going to be going down through, but they're just not going to be able to find it. One tap God, he needed one kill, just one here. And this would have been so much more different. Rawfield's going to be good for one. There's no way he's going to be missing that shot. Master takes a backseat. Dred's going to be able to slap a bullet into Rawfield's skull, but still, it's not looking that good. Yes, they are able to find one. Crosshair played that beautifully, but 3 versus 2, they know exactly where they are, but with Batman playing lineups, I don't think it's going to be working out at their favor.
This is probably not going to go to their side, but at least we can see an effort coming in. But yeah, never mind. They're just going to become the cleanup crew. And Hika and Batman are going to be cleaning things up and wrapping that up and bringing the round 3 for themselves. But you know what? When I see Enigma play and how aggressively they start playing, like sometimes I know that they start playing passively when they realize that they're underestimating their opponents. But when they're playing aggressively, oh, please don't pull me for that. I meant aggressively. But yeah.
Aggressively.
But yes, when they do start playing aggressively, it reminds me so much about Sentinels.
I completely agree with you there. The swift executions coming on down from them is just so clean, but at the same time they have a different level of okay.
You just don't do that and get away with it, do you?
If he did, like honestly speaking, this guy actually got away with murder, and I think that may have used to call the police for a couple of seconds right there. He didn't get this.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter much because the locations have been given away. I know it's an even Stevens 4v4, but not gonna lie, TRUERIPPERS, they don't have the guns to work with.
Yeah. This is a pretty bad position for them, but at the same time, these sheriffs can be very deadly if they're able to play their cards. And Eka, he just doesn't care, man. He's gonna go in for this plant no matter what. Really good plant position as well, but it's just not gonna get broken. Not just yet. And Eka, he needs to be careful. This spot is just so deadly.
Spike
Paradox?
Just as you were saying it, aggressive. Just as you were saying it. So close, but yeah. I guess those sheriffs are now singing, but yeah, really, look at another wallbang one tap on Batman. Amazingly well done. All down to Ezzy to clutch the round out, but I don't really think you can do much, but I guess you can do that. Oh,
yeah.
what is with the aim game today, man?
No, the sheriffs, like, these guys are the best in the country for a reason. They're just gonna tap people into the next dimension and just go on down one by one, just slapping them, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it, and that's how it's gonna happen. 2-3 on the scorecards for the side of TRUERIPPERS, and the shots were clean, and the aim is just as crispy. So moving on down the line here, I want to see this exact same aim come on down through on this round as well, because they need to try and establish a strong enough lead on their own defensive side, because when the side of Enigma switch over to defense, you know what's going to happen. Their defense is infamous on the map of Icebox to be absolutely indestructible.
Yeah. Indeed. So any rounds that they can get on the attack is going to be good rounds. But look at this. Their economy, it's not looking that great. They do have one buy, but if they're going to be failing this and if they're going to be faltering here, it's going to be hard to climb up because a few extra rounds are going to be going to set for Rippers.
Now, let's make it all happen and make it. Let's see what they're trying to do here. I do believe that one tap god literally got one tapped out of the server. After what happened there, he did an incredible shot on the raw fuel, and he's like, "Okay, I'm tapping out." And then his Indra is like, "All right, I'll tap out as well. Bye bye."
I feel like he got that one tap and then his PC was just like, bye. I'm not taking any more of this. I started giving him FPS drops because that's what he said. But that one tap was so clean that his PC couldn't handle it. And look at that.
We do see the little bit of a temperature, and congratulations, Paul, for being the employee of the month in Xbox. I completely agree with you guys there. Like, he tried his hardest. Paul, I don't know. Like, I wish we could meet Paul in the game of Valorant.
I think he's the real MVP
be,
here.
No. He could just be the next playable character we never know. Paul.
Controversy is a great say, really spicy. But yeah, even if Paul is one of the operators, I wonder what he's gonna be. Something like Viper, just because he has that hazmat suit on. But ooh, Paradox! Pixel peek on Raw Fuel, and Raw Fuel was just caught lacking and slacking on top of that, so he's gonna get taken down. They have to be a little more careful because Paradox, he's infamous for holding pixel peaks, and really you can't go up against the likes of Paradox and expect to get away with it. Ooh, he has that particular operator. I love that, to be honest. Really retro. But yeah, and he's also making it sing, and I don't really think it's the wisest of options for Enigma Gaming to go in for an A push, considering how many people from the side of TRUERIPPERS are there stationed, just waiting for them to walk in.
The entirety of Enigma, they have the side control in their favor, but what they don't have is a lot of the ultimates that could be coming on down through. Good all from the side of Crosshair, though this guy didn't pop his 100 Fury. He knew that he didn't need it. And just 1-by-1, they're gonna be able to go in for the speed. But God, Vexy finds a perfect pixel corner. Pops one head, he pops another one. Maybe he could have popped another, but Relic, his movement was just too clean. He's gonna be able to survive. And oh my God, the operator, no!
So close yet so far.
Yeah, but at the same time, honestly, the way that Paradox got shot, I kind of expected his body to just fly away into the next dimension. Poor old operator, man. That
it was so good. Honestly, it was so good that even Paradox himself was like, nice shot, man. Like, how do you even land that? Because an operator holding a pixel angle like that, and God Vexy just coming out, disrespecting that, and one-tapping that operator, it's just insane.
It's like you make it happen, ladies and gentlemen, but at the same time, going on up though, let's see how they're going to be using their advantage to the best of their ability. Shots are going to be going on down in Raw Fuel. He's going to be hungry for it, but he's just not going to be able to get one more knife, man. And if he hits this one headshot, I'm going to be dumbfounded if he does.
I'll flip too. What are you talking about? I'm going to flip. But oh, look at this. That was just a fake. Enigma has other plans. They're planning on taking A, but that notification, that information has already gone out. I'm pretty sure the rotates are going to be coming in hot, but look at that. 3 players down on B site, and A side is not that heavily guarded. There's only that one killjoy that come in for that flank, but the killjoy on the side of Enigma has already landed her nanoswarms, and there we go. The execute is going to be coming in, the plant is going to be coming in, and they have to fall back anytime right now to land and hold those after plant position. But no, they're not going to be respecting that. They're going to go straight in and tap TRUERIPPERS out of existence. Just sheriffs, and that's a beautiful partial eco coming in from them. And yeah, we have one hero vandal in the hands of Raw Fuel. He might be able to make it sing. I mean, 3v5, I'm pretty much giving it away to Enigma at this point. But look at that. This is what I'm saying. And Master is going to be picking up a relic to help him out in his cause. in this battle against Enigma, but Enigma is not staying still. They're taking people out left, right, and center. One tap God catches Enigma's flop is sleeping, and Hiccup, I have no idea what he was doing there, but he was just switching guns calmly, and he got taken out. That was a surefire win for Enigma. How? How did that go over to TRUERIPPERS?
I literally was gonna be like, it's gonna be a tit for tat, ladies and gentlemen, and it's gonna be another round win coming on down through from the side of Enigma to go up against a round that side of TRUERIPPERS were able to win previously. But TRUERIPPERS, they're like, hold my beer, I'm gonna go in right now, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I can do. Goes in for the resurrection. Master couldn't get that kill, but it's completely fine because Paradox will be there as the backup with that operator, snaps a bullet into Ezzy's body, and immediately one tap God just activated himself. His FPS drops are fixed. His PC is like, alright, I'll let you do that again. Holds off an incredible 3K, doesn't even stop for a second, takes everyone out, and gets another round on the board for the side of TRUERIPPERS. This is why I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, if this map is won out by the side of TRUERIPPERS, we could be in for a very, very long set.
Yeah, aggressive. I think if you should have stuck with your bet, man, you might have gotten yourself a free pizza, but sure. Missed opportunities. Happens all the time.
I don't care. I don't care.
Are you kidding? But yeah, missed opportunities is something that these guys are not, all about. Because every opportunity that they see, they're going to be taking. Look at this. They've already pushed into cubes, and they're looking to capitalize on the side of B. I mean, that's a really risky position right there. Because any flank that is going to be coming in from the side of TRUERIPPERS is going to be catching them off guard.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Crosshair is already onto them. Yep. He's going to be coming to the flank, and Relic is right there to help him out with the crossfire. With two players down in cubes, down in kitchen. Kind of risky, not going to lie. Where are the rest of Enigma? They're down mid, trying to wait for that flank to come in. They're probably going to fall back and go back down into A site anyway. They're playing a little too much with their time. I know they're trying to play mind games, but I don't think the time is going to be their best friend right now, Abrasive.
Gonna need to
30
hold their
seconds
position
left.
properly, but at the same time, how are they gonna be playing it? It's gonna be the real question. We're moving on down towards that A side. The position is just not that good, not just yet. Masters, he pops his bullet into the dome of Ezzy, taking him out. At the same time, they're gonna be holding down their position properly. The shots are just not gonna be connecting, but still. Oh my god, Paradox, he actually gets a beautiful one step down on the one. He's looking for one more, but still, his 5 teams are gonna get played. 4 seconds left on the clock. There's not really a lot of time. Poor old guy.
But he manages.
He's not gonna manage. Oh, he actually manages, but he's still gonna die. There's no way he survives. And then one tap God just goes in for the classic Valorant Phantom run and gun. This is a high skill gateway right here. And one tap God, he does it all. He brings it back home once again for his squad. Such a chaotic round, but the side of TRUERIPPERS, yeah, they ended up in style.
That's a flurry if I've ever seen one aggressive, because that was so close. Like I said, the time is not going to be their friend at all. And boy, they were punished. They were honestly punished because of that.
Now, honestly, I have no clue what just happened here. It just went from a 0 to 100 in like a matter of a
Real
second.
fast,
Literally, I pano snapped my finger, and like everyone's just dead. And I'm like, wait, where did they go? Were they just not in sight a couple of seconds ago? And then Paradox pulled out his knives and tried to go in for a hero play, and then he got killed as well. Absolute utter chaos, and Relic is causing a lot more chaos as well down towards the side of mid, but he has no form of backup though. This is actually dangerous. Operator has been picked up. The shot's not gonna be connecting though. And Raw Fuel, he's just going for it, man. He's just sticking it. Beautiful lineup coming on down through from the side of Batman to get him out of that sticky situation. These are the type of plays that I was expecting coming on down through from the side of Enigma. Maybe, just maybe they could make this happen, and if they're able to, they're gonna be able to stabilize. They're gonna be able to go down beautifully with a massive economic advantage to their side, but God Vexy, he just got spotted out. There's nothing that he can do. He's gonna get pre-fired and sent back into the next dimension. Nick on the other hand, maybe he's gonna be good for one. Maybe he's gonna be good for something. But he got
What?
One enemy remaining. Last
Hiccup?
player standing.
It's over. Okay.
Aggressive? What is
Oh
happening?
yeah, look at the Batman lineup. Come on, Batman.
What was that round? That was again a flurry, but what a flurry at that. And yeah, Hiccup had a little bit of an F moment right there. He was like, you know what, the last kill, I am getting that nonetheless. He jumped, but obviously he forgot that if you jump, your Spectre is gonna fire somewhere else. That's exactly what he did. He ended up getting another kill that was not expected at all. And he was quick to pull out his classic, and boy, did he make it sing. Fourth round onto the board for Enigma Gaming, but that was a bit too close for comfort. Good after plan positioning, but very, very close execution. And like you said, they're way better on the defense. So any rounds that they're getting right now is good rounds. And I'm waiting for that to come in.
Honestly, I really want to learn that lineup from the side of Batman. I want to see exactly where he lines that up for that perfect execution. Because that smoke and those Viper toxins were just so beautiful. Rafiel, he had no business being there, but he got up there, got the plant, and got out safely as well. That's the power of Batman, ladies and gentlemen. Jazz's massive brain working to its maximum potential, but at the same time, Relic, yeah, he's not going to be able to do anything there. An army of people just holding it down strongly from the angle of market. The ultimate can be used from the side of Batman, and Batman's going to come in almost immediately. And once again, they're going in for plants on the high ground, and they're playing for lineups like that. Paradox nearly gets a kill on towards the angle of Batman. The shots are going to be connecting, and oh my god, what? Paradox! Paradox, what are you? You're an absolute madman! Get him out of this server! This guy doesn't deserve to be here! Paradox just jumping around, flying up top, flying at the bottom, pulls out a classic, slaps Batman into the face of the next dimension, and now it's all up to Ezzy. Puppet Diffuse is already down, and Crosshair knows exactly where he is, calls him up on his phone, and he's like, yo bro, where the hell are you? And here's the ringtone and just slaps him down almost immediately. 6 and 4 on the scorecard. An absolute chaotic game, ladies and gentlemen. But inside of chaos is where the side of True Rippers love to be in. They're the ones who actually live and thrive inside of chaos. The game is just heating up so beautifully, and I'm honestly having a blast casting this one.
Okay, Paradox, you don't just do that and get away with it. What is this guy? I actually couldn't talk until right now, because that was just poetry in motion, aggressive. You cannot just go in there, get a no-scope, and just dash right out. What was that by Paradox? And this is exactly why he's on the MVP list, because I would honestly have nobody else there. I'm pretty sure he's going to go back on to #1, considering the way he's been playing. And yeah, I'm loving the match so far, because these two teams so aggressive. So honestly, every time I'm casting with you, I keep saying aggressive. But yes, they are so aggressive. I cannot even. Look at this. Rafiel being super aggressive this time, trying to get a kill on Master, but Master is not going to let that happen. Has his Vandal out in his hands, waiting for him to fall back, and fall back he shall. Still a 4v5, manageable by Enigma Gaming, but then again, they don't have the guns to work with. Rafiel, you better get out of that sticky situation. You are going to get taken out. Your teammates have also abandoned you. He cannot survive for that long, but there we go. Godvex is going to be coming in clutch to help out with that. Whoa, okay. That shot had no business landing, but he did manage to connect that. Managed to land a beautiful dink on him. But it isn't going to matter. But Godvex is there to help him out. Gets a kill. If he can go in there and pick up that gun, it might be really crucial for him. But look at this. On the other hand of things, TRUERIPPERS, they're just singing right now, and it's just an entire chaos from the side of Enigma Gaming, and they're not being able to understand or predict TRUERIPPERS at all.
Round before the switch.
Yeah, honestly, this is kind of what we expected now, DMP. An absolute living, breathing, I don't know, Titan, Godzilla.
Yeah.
What's Godzilla called again? He's called
TRUERIPPERS. He's called TRUERIPPERS.
No, that's one thing. Like, Godzilla has like a scientific name. Like, he's called I forgot, dude. It's been such a long time since
Kaiju.
Kaiju. Yeah. So basically, the kaijus of this story are actually TRUERIPPERS. They have like come out of nowhere, gone into boot camp, and now they're like absolute mutants. Who are these people? Are they even human anymore?
I swear. And ladies and gentlemen, you hear the excitement in Aggressive's voice once I said Kaiju. That is how excited he is. And honestly, I don't blame him. Like, look at what you're witnessing right now, because this is honestly poetry in motion. And the other round, I was going to tell you, Aggressive, about how beautifully that ultimate was popped with the Viper. The Viper spit was... I haven't often seen a Viper spit being that vertical and not horizontal. And I really thought that Enigma was going to be winning that out. But Paradox just disrespected them so hard, went in, get that no-scope, dashes out, and I'm honestly waiting for more and more. It's about to come. Look at that. Master is going to be popping off, gets a kill on Rafiel. Godvex is going to be trading him equally out and gets a second. They're looking to hit B side, and they don't care whether they're getting, you know, reconned out or not. Crosshair. With his crosshair placement beautifully done. Puts in a shock dart, but it isn't going to count. Godvex on for a third kill, and Reign of Tyranny is finally going to be shut down by Relic. Spike plant has already come in, and there are only 2 players from the side of TRUERIPPERS to retake the site. And I don't really think that it's going to be working out for them, but there you go. Okay. Okay, Relic's boom. I can't even find words anymore. Relic's turret is going to find a kill for him.
Enemy remaining.
Brings it down to a 1v2 and the one-tap god.
Full defuse it. He has no way of trying to go in for this Batman. He cannot. He cannot even do anything about it. The win just got taken away from him.
I don't know what to say anymore, man. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. What? This is so good, Aggressive.
This is so good, so chaotic, and if you try to break down what happened in the last round, I think that like the match highlights are gonna show it a lot more better, honestly. Like, look at the instant replay, ladies and gentlemen. If we try to break this round down for you, you're gonna get a lot more confused because we are confused ourselves. Basically, the thing that happened is that Batman wanted to try and, you know, hold down the fort with his lineups, but at the same time, when he tried to throw the lineup, he honestly believed that Hika would be able to break it. But at the very last second, was one tap god coming on down through strongly on his own accord, pushing himself forward and then getting a kill onto Hika. The fact that Hika died like that, Batman didn't expect it. He was still throwing lineups. He couldn't get out of that sticky situation. And yes, trusting your teammates is very crucial here. But Hika didn't expect any of that to happen, and everything just fell apart for the side of ENIGMA. And hopefully, right now, here on their much more stronger side, they're going to be able to do a lot more. But I don't think that the side of TRUERIPPERS, they're going to be leaving much to be done here. TRUERIPPERS gets a double kill. Then they open up the entirety of the A side in a split second. You snap your finger and everyone's just already dead. And what is this guy doing? Paradox, did you just fade away shot Ezzy to 19 HP?
How? How?
He just did a fade away.
Spike planted.
Did he just like he just swung? He didn't flick, he swung. And he just brought Ezzy down to.
He jiggled. He jiggled it and just stabbed it.
But he wasn't looking at Ezzy at all. But when he
Oh.
did, he managed to land the shots. Look at that. Paradox and Master is going to be cleaning it out. They've become the cleanup crew that I was talking about, and I thought that since this is Enigma's stronger side, they were going to take the designation of high shoes, but apparently not, Aggressive. Apparently not.
Thanks.
TRUERIPPERS under aggression. We can't really say anything just yet because you do need to remember this was just the first round, and I believe that ENIGMA, they're having a little bit of a hard time when it comes down to the first round, so hopefully they're going to be able to come back even better moving on down the line. So let's see how they're going to be placing their cards properly here, and will they actually be the ones to do it. So, here is where the equal round should matter a lot. You need, and I repeat, you need to get at the bare minimum of 2 kills here. If you don't get 2 kills, you're not gonna have a good day moving.
Indeed, and look at that. It's yet another beatdown. But Paradox, what is this guy's aim, man? He's just getting kills left, right, and center. And one tap god is being no less. And they're just being so aggressive right now, and I don't even have words for this anymore. Is this the end of Enigma's journey? Is this the end of their winning streak, Aggressive?
Not just yet. We can't jinx it yet because we know for a fact that ENIGMA have gotten past even worse situations, and it's all started with Hika. Hika, baby, is coming on down through to bust down the doors of the side of TRUERIPPERS. But he's gonna be able to deal with those. Real quick in the corner, but Masters, he had the better angle, so there's not much that he could have done there. Got the shot, got the kill. And with that, hey, they got the 2 kills that I really wanted. So in a way, that's going to be the silver lining. And why are you asking of getting those 2 kills? Because they need to try and get closer, not only to their ultimates, but also disrupt the economy flow of the side of TRUERIPPERS. Because one of the prime reasons why they lost out of the previous round was because they were not able to disrupt the economy flow whatsoever. Because they were not able to get a lot of kills and force the side of TRUERIPPERS to constantly buy weapons. If they're able to just get one round with the side of TRUERIPPERS have very little economy, then they're gonna be winning this out and hopefully snowball it down into multiple rounds.
Yeah, you really need that momentum going on for you if you want any round at all. But look at this, the momentum seems to be working for them. The A push is being shut down beautifully by ENIGMA, but I don't know to what extent. But look at that, they're popping off. Good crossfires coming in, but raw fuel, my man, you should have helped out your teammate a little bit over there. Didn't work out, but still a 2v3 situation still could work out in their favor. It's all up to Relic, and one tap clutch is round out. But look at that, Ezzy missed his spray, and Relic did not, which means that obviously he's gonna get a kill. Raw fuel is already down to 10 HP. Not much that he can do in this situation unless he manages to tap and make those taps count aggressive.
10 HP and a dream on this guy, and he's gonna be the one to make the first one count. Double kill for the side of raw fuel, but still Relic. He's at full HP, but raw. He has a vandal in his hand, man. He can just dink a person in the forehead, send them deck down towards the side of spawn. 10 HP, that's all that raw fuel needs, ladies and gentlemen. 10 and 5 on the scorecards. ENIGMA, finally, they get the second win that they needed. They're getting the second win that they deserve. But now, the real question on that last round in particular was, why did the side of TRUERIPPERS start pushing into a slow burn?
Exactly. A little bit of an error on their side, but nothing too bad that they can't fix, and they already have such an insane lead. I feel like it's a little bit of because of the confidence that the double digits on the scorecards is giving them, but I hope that they're not going to be losing their footing, because if they do, ENIGMA Gaming is obviously going to capitalize on that. Paradox on a cheeky little corner over there has his own little nook, so anybody who comes into his crosshairs is going to be facing the full wrath of his. But then again, it's ENIGMA we're talking about. Look at that, Paradox! He manages to make it count aggressive. He managed to get.
Look at SD.
Really risky. I don't think he's going to be able to put it up. Does manage to pull up one, but the entire team is there, and Batman is there to help him out. 2 kills, third coming in. 2v3 situation aggressive, and the spike control has been lost by TRUERIPPERS.
They can make it work. They can make it happen as well. But the side of TRUERIPPERS, they have 1% on the flag. Can he just get one? He needs another one, but he's not going to be able to find out. Paradox is still alive. He knows the last one position as well. You can easily go in for the swing. You can easily go in for the skill. He has his smoke. He has his dashes. He also has an uptrend, and also his knives in the process as well. Does he want to go in for a play like that? Does he want to make this happen for himself? Because Batman, he's going to second guess himself. He's going to check around in the corner. He's going to swing it. And Paradox, he goes in for the clutch. 11-5 on the scorecard, and the spike plant to boot as well. 400 extra credits for them to work with. That's all that they need here, Wayne. And Paradox is just making fun of them at this point.
I know, right? And on top of that, okay, so the previous match was really, really slow, because I saw a lot of these teams, I mean, these two teams, were becoming very passive, and they were just trying to calculate where the other team was going to be, and it took a lot of time for them to reach the 11th scorecard, but how long has it been? Look at the score. It's 11-5. We already reached 11.
This stage, wait, I'm gonna do a deep breath. I'm gonna try to slow things down, but at the same time, I don't think that either ENIGMA or TRUERIPPERS are gonna let me slow down here. It feels like the gears are not turning in complete cohesion with everyone for the side of ENIGMA. It's not that their strategies are not on point. It feels like they didn't wake up on the right side of the bed when it comes down to their gunplay. They're losing out on so many of their fights that I think that they're just having a really bad day when it comes down to the terms of gunplay. And TRUERIPPERS, they're having the most cracked out day of their entire life. Shots are connecting, the stars are aligning, the shock darts are absolutely on point from the side crosshair, which has always been on point. That's not the thing here, but he's able to predict every position down to the T. That doesn't always happen.
And honestly, on top of that aggressive, I feel like the timing matters a lot. And today, TRUERIPPERS are on their aggressive stance. And ENIGMA Gaming, I know they're aggressive and they can push back any other team that is aggressive as well. But I feel like the aggression on the side of TRUERIPPERS is a bit too much for ENIGMA to handle. They're not being able to, synchronize their timing. And the timing is the only thing that is off. And honestly, that is what's looking like bad luck, in my opinion, aggressive.
24 seconds left on the clock. Let's see how they're going to be approaching this. Izzy, he get one person. It's just not going to be a fight with Izzy. Could have done no one. It's going to be good for one, but he gets taken out almost immediately. Good trade coming on down through from the side of one. That he needs to try and get this plant immediately, though. But still, hey, don't worry about it. Relic's got you covered. He gets a triple kill. Paradox gets blast as well. On towards the side of Raw View. 12-5.
Yeah. Before we even could breathe, I guess. We've reached match point.
Yeah, I actually just lost my breath, and I was trying to say something, but it really didn't.
Caught lacking in the stamina a little bit over there. Aggressive.
Oh my god! You tried casting for like 8 hours and then coming to cast this.
Hold up. Just so you know, I'm pretty sure the audience does too. Come on, I was doing the previous match. You gotta give it to me. But yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna be the new employee of the month here. Easy can give it that to me, and they can just do whatever they want with it. Like, I mean, Paul.
I'm not really sure about the employee of the month, but I guess that TRUERIPPERS are the team of the day. Because look at that. Look at the aggression coming in from them.
Yeah, the absolute perfect play coming down through. But look at Masters, man. Masters gonna be able to pick up Paradox almost immediately. Pick it back down. Do that 5 versus 3 situation. There's no way that Pika can even go in for a revive. Because look at the position of his teammates. They're in the middle of nowhere into the waiting arms. good raw fuels. He's gonna be good for one, but at the same time, he's not gonna be no good for a second though. Masters is actually gonna be able to take down one. Hiccups gonna be able to pick up God Bexy, and the defenders at the Killjoy Ultimate's gonna be doing so much for them at the bare minimum, but the Ultimates are gonna get popped, and so are the Nano Swarms, and Nano Swarms gonna give him so much damage. The lineups are gonna be coming on down through poor old Ez. He gets caught out of the target and tripwire. And what have God just
Attackers win.
killing them all. The side of Enigma, they just couldn't make it happen. It felt like they were just crumbling under the pressure here.
Indeed, and I'm not really sure what's happening right now, but we're in a good prediction role because you predicted it beautifully. I guess that TRUERIPPERS is going to be winning this out. I know it's a bit too early to call it, but Icebox honestly had a lot of high hopes from Enigma on, and I don't really know if they're going to be able to manage on the second map. Here's to hoping that they can. I got my fingers crossed. So, and I'm pretty sure they have the red boot counts too. So I guess the energy is what's caught lacking. And if they can synchronize their timing with that of TRUERIPPERS, I feel like they can make a comeback. So I'm really waiting for the second one. But this was quite a doozy, man.
Honestly, the main thing that I really felt was a problem here was where's the confidence? It felt like only Raw
Yeah.
the confidence of a guy who just like wants to kick them in the shins, but everyone else they were just playing it way
Exactly,
too
yeah.
slow, which is actually questionable. So let's head on down over towards the match and it so we can try and break down the nitty-gritty of this matchup as well, because I I don't know, man. I feel as though this one was just a little bit too much of a burnout coming up down through from the side of Enigma.
Hey, honestly,
not-
I
Yeah.
I feel like TRUERIPPERS, they just were surfing. So once they caught hold of that wave, that confidence wave, the momentum, look at that. I mean, not this particular one, but then yeah, they just caught hold of a wave and they were riding it. They were surfing away to freedom. And once you get that momentum going, especially in a game like this of Valorant, and it's we say momentum in layman's terms, but it's mostly because you somehow feel in your bones what strategies your opponents are coming up with, and your hands automatically counteract all of that. And TRUERIPPERS, they're having exactly that day right now.
Consider something as well here, Wayne. We
Mhm.
always say momentum primarily because of one thing. Valorant is a game based upon abilities and ultimates. So
Exactly.
if you have momentum in your favor, if you're getting a lot of kills, if you're getting every single ultimate that you can get your hands on, the more ultimates that you have online, the better your executions are going to be. The much more
Exactly.
simpler terms that you can take a lot of those different fights, and a lot more utility you're going to be having in the long run. Because consider something, after the recent updates, utility is a lot more expensive. So trying to go in for utility versus better guns
Mm.
is a very, very big topic. So having momentum is just so crucial. But I feel as though Enigma in general, it felt like a massive burnout. They were not playing their cards properly, and they were just not able to, synchronize together as a squad. And I really hope they're going to be able to reset themselves, because I honestly feel as though the entirety of season 2 for the Gauntlet is the story of the underdogs. Tell me one time that the Juggernauts were not the troll.
I swear.
Enigma is not an underdog, man. Like, for sure, they're not an underdog whatsoever. They were
I mean,
the ones to take down Velocity.
exactly.
And then it was Team Valor taking down GE. And now this is a possibility of TRUERIPPERS being the ones to take down Enigma, who took down Velocity. If this happens here, man, this is going to be a story for the ages.
Honestly, I low-key am calling it right now. Season 2 is probably going to be one of the best seasons of Gauntlet so
Yeah.
far. And I'm really waiting for season three to come in, because I'm pretty sure a lot of new teams are going to be coming in, because we're opening up to, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Pakistan. So it's going to be super fun to see all these new teams coming from new countries. And it's just going to be so fun to watch these new teams coming in from places we honestly haven't gotten a chance to get to know these new teams from these other countries, right? So it's going to be another doozy, because we'll see teams from Pakistan coming in, and they're so good at what they do, and I'm loving the fact that they're in now.
Yeah, having to see all these new bloods, and after what happened here, my dude, I wholeheartedly believe that every single team that are still in the tier 2 and tier 3 scene, they're gonna see teams like TRUERIPPERS, Outset, and remember, Outset actually won against the side of Force One, like literally a couple of
Yeah.
moments ago. That's also another underdog team, and now there's a chance that TRUERIPPERS are gonna be the ones who win against Enigma. It is literally the story of the underdogs, and a lot of the underdog squads that are coming on down through as of right now, they also need to use this as a way to bring themselves back up forward, use a lot of the strategies, keep on grinding, and keep the ball rolling on your court. But at the very end of the day, just considering what happened on this match in particular, though, Quaid, it's not really much to break down. It's felt as though Enigma, They were not
Timing,
really,
right?
yeah, the timing was not there. They were not playing together as a complete squad.
Exactly.
It's one of the main reasons why they lost out here. Otherwise, I wholeheartedly believe that this map is still their best. But
Yeah.
today, this is just not the Enigma that we were expecting. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this was just map number one. A very heartbreaking map number one indeed. But still, it is something like a slap in the face for the side of Enigma. They need to wake up and they need to bring something a little bit more different because now we're going to go into the home grounds of the side of True Rippers, ladies and gentlemen. But we're gonna set that up and we're gonna be back with you real shortly with the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by W Black and AV Ryzen Rating. We'll catch you all in just a little bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We told you it's going to be a short break. We're not going to make you wait because after the intense matchup that happened right over on match number 1, we got you covered. So we are back with the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radiant. And you can also see the QR code down below. So, scan it up, get yourself a can of Red Bull, get yourself energized because I literally did energize myself. Because after what happened in map number 1, I can't wait for map number 2. So let's head on down over towards the map video screen and see exactly where we're going to be headed. And it's going to be none other than the map of Ascent, ladies and gentlemen. How excited are you about this thing? Because you're going to be on the third basis, not base.
I was really thinking that Enigma was gonna make it a quick 2-0, but I guess your prediction is coming out more true than mine is. And we all know that TRUERIPPERS is amazing at the map of Sense. So honestly, I've got high hopes for this, and I feel like it might be another beatdown coming in from TRUERIPPERS because Paradox is gonna be having a field day down mid.
Yeah, this is gonna be where the real fun is at. But at the same time, let's see if the fun is gonna be adding on down towards the side of TRUERIPPERS, or will it be the side of Enigma being able to take away the home map away from the side of their opposition. But at the same time here, Quaint, Ascent, I really want to see what kind of a different playstyle that the side of Enigma have for this. Because if they try to go in for their default plays, you know that it's just not going to be working out here, especially against TRUERIPPERS, who had completely revamped themselves. So in comparison to what they were before, if they're able to perform the same caliber here on the map of Ascent, this is not going to be just a 13-5. This could easily go down to a 13-0 if they're not careful.
Ooh, that is a bold claim, Abrasive. Yeah, we're just gonna have to. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to leave it to time to tell, right? We may never know. But yeah, the agent selection screen is up and ready, and boy, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be picking. Because honestly, for the side of Enigma Gaming, we know what they're going to be picking up. They go with their default lineups all the time. Look at that. Godvex on the Silva, Rafael on the Jet. We don't even have to talk about it. Badman on the KJ. And then we have Hika on the Phoenix finally. So that's going to be a little more aggression coming up from Hik. And Ezzy, not really sure what he's going to be picking up. But yeah, we'll leave that up to that. And on the side of TRUERIPPERS, we have an Omen on one tap God. We know how good he can play an Omen. And of course, Paradox, the one true trusted Jet that nobody can defeat. Master on the Sova again. Crosshair is going to be playing the Sai, and we're going to be seeing Relic on the Cypher. And I've told you many times before.
Wait, Sova and Sky, a double initiator on a set?
I mean, it could honestly work out for you. It depends on the playstyle, and yeah, it's not something that is done that often, but I'm pretty sure TRUERIPPERS can make it happen, and I'm really waiting to see what they're going to be doing with that double initiator setup. And yeah, Relic on that Cypher. I've seen him play the Cypher before, but no matter who's playing that Cypher, I've told this to you like a million times before, Aggressive. I love a good Cypher play.
Yeah, Cypher is one of those characters that have risen up when it comes down in terms of his pick rates, because when you consider how Cypher has been initially, he was not really that picked up as often because Cypher, as one of these guys, he doesn't really do a lot. And now that the Killjoy nerfs are also coming on down so soon enough, ladies and gentlemen, because you do need to remember, in class 3.05 is where the real fun is actually going to be at. Killjoy's, all of her stuff gets destroyed now by Breach. Also, Sova Shock cards. And he already got destroyed by Sova stuff, and now it's got other things are also gonna get destroyed. So at this point, Killjoy is gonna be completely nullified. So let's head on down over into the game as I try and explain a little bit more about why I'm so excited about these breach buffs. Because when you consider how massive the aftershock is, normally why do you use the aftershock? You normally use it to clear out a corner, and that's pretty much it. Now that it has a lot more versatility to break Killjoy's utility and also break her lockdown, mind you, it's gonna be a lot more different. We're gonna see a lot more breach, and we're gonna see that, like, the pick rates of Killjoy just plummet down to 0.
Indeed. So here we have the first round of the second map, and so waiting to see what's gonna happen. But look at this aggression off the bat coming in from the side of TRUERIPPERS, and Paradox will already decide. And there's nobody to stop him because honestly, Enigma has just given away ace side on the pistol round. Paradox. Yeah, it's a beautiful initial pickoff kill through that smoke. That is going to be dealing favors to his own team. But look at that. Enigma, on the other hand, is picking up the pace as he has picked up a 3K for himself.
Oh, Master!
Brings it down to 1v2, but Master of that Ghost gets 2 kills beautifully done. Godvexy, the last player to clutch it out. His aim is true. Has to get one more and he can make it happen. And yes, he does. Master caught slacking on the last one. And what a way to finish it off. Because, yep, you guessed it, that is gonna be the Ruination Ghost to finish things off with style. Look at that. He's gonna rub it in, isn't he?
Yeah.
That is so cool, though.
Yeah, he's just hanging out there, man. He's just chilling. He's like, can someone hang out with me? It's a little bit lonely down here. He's just staring at the wall, being like, why am I here? Yeah, that's just you, Quake, I believe. Like, that's you every single day after we finish casting.
Sure, I guess. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response at all.
We already know, like, whoever's, like, me and Quaid, whenever we finish off casting, sometimes we like to play together, but then I get busy, and Quaid is like, alright, fine.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I'll just stay around in the corner, but I think that Paradox got sent to the corner as well. Raw Fuel pulls out a Marshall and just slaps it in the forehead with it.
Pulls out that Raw Fuel indeed, and that really works out for him. And he's going in for a second with a classic. Honestly, one tap God, he didn't really stand a chance, and I don't think that was a perfect place to hop into once he was flashed. But good teamwork coming in from the side of Enigma over there. Raw Fuel and his buddy boy over there are making their pistols sing, but Raw Fuel, he just got away with murder yet again. Gets beautiful right click and just dashes out in style. Last player remaining being a Relic. He has a short. He can get 1 kill, get the Spectre for himself. But no!
Aw, sad,
he's gonna pay for it, aggressive. Sad indeed. And Ezzy's just gonna be flexing with all of his stars placed out over there. But ouch, Relic, ouch.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt just a little bit. But at the same time, I believe that TRUERIPPERS, they're one of those teams that rarely ever do win out on their piss rounds unless it's like a massive lead right at the get-go. So why does it feel like this is a repeat of what we saw on map number 1? Remember, first round they won. Second round, it wasn't flawless. And now,
Oh no.
it's gonna be the buy round coming on down through from the side of TRUERIPPERS. Will they falter here, or are they actually gonna be able to take down TRUERIPPERS on their buy round? Because I believe that this one round is gonna set the pace of this entire matchup.
Yep, so let's see how this one round is gonna go. Because I see a B push coming in, and Paradox out the bat pulling in a lot of damage, just damaging Hika as much as possible, and even the shock dart is gonna be dealing a lot of damage. Again, he finishes his job and he goes back into hiding in that smoke. Now his entire team is gonna be pushing in along with him. The B side is gonna be taking real quick. But okay, Raw Fuel steps in at the right time. Paradox caught sleeping yet again. Gets taken out with just a ghost, and now Raw Fuel has picked up a Phantom for himself, and he's probably gonna make it sing. But
Oh.
Master is there in the
Come on,
corner,
go ahead,
but
Raw
Raw Fuel, a great tip. This is just so good. Raw Fuel is on a roll right now. There are 2 players left, Crosshair and Relic. I'm pretty sure they can, you know, clutch it out. It's not that impossible, but look at that. Raw Fuel is gonna be dashing in the side, distracting him a little bit, and the Crossfire is gonna be coming in, and there's only so much Relic can possibly do. He can take 1 maximum out, which is what he did. But 2 players with their angry barrels face at him, he's obviously gonna be shut right down. And I guess the pacing of the match has been set indeed aggressive, and it looks like Enigma is looking for a beatdown and for some revenge for map number 1.
Honestly, this is what the match is really supposed to be. The fun times are coming on down through as well, because look at what's in the hand of Gunbox. I think he just casually picked up a 3200 credit weapon. He's gonna be like, Odin go bottom.
Indeed. Look at that. We know. And I know it's a little too early to say it, but Enigma seems to have their momentum going on, and they also have their guns. They have really good economy. And look at that. Sheriffs all around on the side of TRUERIPPERS. But we know that their Sheriff aim is on point. So who knows? We might see a win coming in from them. But on the map Ascent, I doubt it. You don't have a lot of corners to work with. It's a really large map. You need a lot of your utilities to work for you. And considering how the utilities and the guns... Exactly. See that? Considering how the utilities and the guns are at an advantage point in the hands of Enigma, this is going to be an easy round for them. Raw Fuel, really cheeky corner. Anybody who pushes down mid is going to be facing certain death. Looks like TR is going to be looking to capitalize down the tree room area, but okay, Godvexy, he's pulled out the Odin, and he's also got a neat little skin for himself. Because I've seen this guy play down B main with that recon dart and that Odin, and it always works out really beautifully for him. But in this particular round, it's gonna be, it's gonna be Enigma just shutting down the entirety of TRUERIPPERS. Batman had to reload a little bit, and he just steps back to do so. And his buddy boy Aster over there, Ezzy over there, steps out. He's like, you know what? I'll pick one up for yourself. You reload, take your own sweet time, come back out and finish things off. Picks up a 3K for himself and picks up the 4th round for his team.
This is the thing that I was talking about previously. The double initiator composition, yes, it's extremely powerful, but you need to be very decisive in the way the places where you use those type of utilities to get a little bit of information. As soon as you do get information, though, you need to act on it immediately. But the thing is, the information's being gathered, but it's only being gathered in one spot. Why are they concentrating all of their utility in one single position? They should try and spread it out all across the side. Send something over down towards the side of B main. Send something over down towards the side of market. You need info all over the place. But the fact is, they're concentrating too much on one single sidelines, and that's why they're dying heavily for it. Hiccup? What was that shot, man?
That is what I call a flick. But yeah, here's the thing, right? Now that the smoker is down, they're not gonna have any veils to play around with, and on a huge map like Ascent, you need a lot of cover, and they're losing it 1 by 1. And I don't see a lot of smokes coming out from one tap god, and I really would like to see more of that, because if that's not going to be happening, Enigma is just going to find them in the open and start shutting them down, and that's kind of what's happening right now.
Paradox, he's going to be able to get himself into a forward position at the bare minimum and hold it down strongly from the side of a generator. But with the ultimate now being caught from the side of Crosshair, he needs to wait. He needs to just wait a second, but he's going to be fine. No problem. Paradox just gets flashed, he gets the sun absolutely blinded up in his face, but they have all the information in the entire world that they need to have. And now, with the plans being given, it's time to head on down over to a 2 versus 2 scenario. The ultimate's in the hand of Ezzy. He can easily go in for it, but with Godvex coming on down through with his own bolts and also an Odin, anywhere near the side of Under Heaven, they're just in for a world of hurt if they're not careful.
Indeed,
They know this is a plan. They know.
And there's not much that he can do right now. There's Godvexy with that Odin to set up a wall of fire. and Ezzy with that Phantom to come in and finish it out if Godvixie's not going to be able to. Yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the 5th round coming into play for Enigma Gaming, and looks to me like I feel like the first half at least, it just might be. I don't want to jinx it, but it just might be a 12-0.
Could be like just as I said, it could be a 13-0. It could be the side of Enigma taking that 13-0. I didn't say who's gonna take it.
That was
Did
a
I?
bold and risky. You did, by the way, but that was a bold
No,
and
no,
risky.
no. I didn't say anything. I said that it could be a 13-0.
Oh, you're playing my angle right now. Aren't you? Like I remember saying the same thing for the first match. I was like, it's gonna be a 2-1 or a 2-0. It's just the wrong team. But yeah, then again, anyone could make that a claim, right? But I still won the bet out, so I'm still right.
I learned from best. Like you're the one who taught me how to be an absolute snake when it comes down to things.
Just be enigmatic like Enigma, huh? Never let too much information out, but looks to me like a lot of information is being let out by TRUERIPPERS, and it's not working out for them at all.
Yeah, they're not really using the info gathering tools to the best of their abilities, and the fact is, plays like this is really hurting them a lot. They're gonna be able to tag down Hiccup just a tiny little bit. They can use the Molotov at the bare minimum to heal himself back up to full, but Hot Hands, yeah, it gets him back up to full, but it's not really gonna be doing anything. They use the dog to get some info on where Hika is. They know for a fact 2 members are holding on down through from that A side, but this rotation down towards the side of B could be the thing that they needed. The turret's probably gonna spot them out. And with all the utility being present from the side of Badman, the utility is placed so far forward that this is actually a really good plan. They can easily pop all of their utility. They can easily get themselves into a better position, but Badman, he's getting caught out now. He's gonna be able to survive though. The ultimate's not gonna be able to do much to him, and Raw View, he's just too good when it comes down to his raw potential with that operator. One's gonna be the one to take him on down out, and I'm very sure that Batman knows he's gonna be able to take on Massive.
I know
That's pretty
exactly.
much it. 3 versus 2 situation on the map, and this is the round for the side of TRUERIPPERS to win everything out here, especially with the Cypher tipping off his hat. Say good day to him.
Oh no! We have a wild hick in the mix. Flash beautifully done, but okay, here comes the ultimate, and that is going to be saving him because his ultimate was popped too. Cosmic Divide has come in, both has been blocked out. Beautiful flash there, counter flash comes in, but not at the right time, down to a 1v1. Amazingly well done by Enigma Gaming right now, and it's all up to Ezzy to clutch it out. I'm pretty sure he can because he has some time to work around with. But oh no, he has no clue the spike is being stuck, but yeah. Ezzy. I want to see the replay there. Like, real quick, I actually want to see the replay. I don't think the audio notification went out to TRUERIPPERS over there. I don't think that he could hear it, but look at this, look at this. This double flash, this counter flash was just amazing, but the timing was completely wrong. Relic, I don't think he heard the diffuse being stuck, and he was going out there to check. And that was all as he needed, and he knew that that second peak was going to be coming in. Once it did, all he had to do was, like, stand up and just shut him down.
I think that Relic really didn't need to go in for that second pick because you need to consider something. He's already going to be scared. He didn't really need to go in for that re-swing. And even if Ezzy went in for the re-swing, you could have just gone in towards the left side and just played mind games to that Astro Wall and just wasted a little bit more time. But
right here.
I guess it's completely fine and dandy. The re-swing was a little bit questionable, but hey, under so much pressure, it's going to happen from time to time. But at the same time, this is the redemption arc that the side of Enigma actually needed. This is the confidence that they really needed to build. And now with the momentum on their side, 6-0, ladies and gentlemen, they're giving the side of TRUERIPPERS a taste of their own medicine. And this is what you would have expected. They are the Titans and the Kaijus for a region. But at the same time, they weren't the Kaijus when you consider the map of Icebox one of their best maps. But hey, if they're able to take out Ascent, their old methodical playstyle is working out so beautiful.
It indeed is, and TRUERIPPERS, they really have to get their move going on, or they're not going to be able to pick up the slack at all. Like, look at this. Spam is going to be coming in from Godvixie. He's spotted out that jet, and he's already down to 4 hit points. The B execute is going to be coming in super hot, super fast, but Batman is expecting that. He knows exactly when they're going to be coming in, and he's going to be spraying everybody down. He's being boiled down to 4 HP, but it doesn't really matter. Look at Paradox with his amazing aim, even with 4 HP. Blaze Storms are going to, like, honestly find their mark, but Master with that beautiful shock dart manages to get that amazing kill. 2v2 situation aggressive. Not really looking good for TRUERIPPERS right now. Paradox is already boiled down to, like, what, 4 HP. And they don't even have the spike in their hand. Relic, they can get all the information they want to, but it's not the right information that they need. Godvixie knows that they have to like put up a move
10
on
seconds
the
left.
B side because
One
8
enemy
seconds,
remaining.
and there we go. Paradox is gonna be going down, and Relic manages to
Five.
take out God Lexi. Aggressive, 2 seconds, and
Oh.
that timing was just perfect. And honestly, the gravity well didn't do much because as he didn't expect that to not help him out. Now,
Oh, this position's good.
yup.
This position's good.
You think I don't know how to get
Indeed
by
it is.
without money?
And the operator, is he gonna take it? He does take it. So
Of
they have
course,
a new,
Paradox will won the operator.
obviously. Shiny
Plus
new
it's a
gun.
Sentinel flight. Plus
Yeah.
it's a Sentinel flight, dude. If you drop a Sentinel flight, you're dead. You know that coin more better than anyone because I scream at you always if I see a Sentinel flight.
Are you seeing the scam coming out, ladies and gentlemen? He's just calling me out at this point. This is just
Hey,
not
it's not a
done.
scam. It's not a scam here. This guy will drop a Sentinel flight operator for an iron operator. What is wrong with you? Oh.
Yeah, I agree with our producer assassin today. Iron best man, like for real, for real. Yes, I know the Sentinel light is amazing, but then there's the iron. Well, yeah. So far, troopers. Well, troopers just did manage to just get one round, but I don't really know if that's gonna give the momentum that they need. Aggressive, because that one round isn't gonna be doing much because they're still not being able to predict Enigma at all. They're not being able to understand what they're doing. And right now, Enigma, they're in the driver's seat and they're driving it home. Hika
Oh!
I
knows
know
exactly where Relic is, but Relic knows exactly where they are too now because he caught Hika sleeping, managed to tap him out of existence, picks up the information. Now they know where Enigma is, and this round might go to them unless Rafael decides to get a little bit cheeky, push that smoke and get the kills. But no, Ezzy is going to be helping his brother out instead. Ooh, Relic, cheeky little angling there, but doesn't manage to make it count because Badman is right there around the corner to take him out. 2v4 situation and another round, which I'm going to credit to Enigma.
Do you know why I don't like the fact that Paradox actually picked up the operator?
I got the spike.
It's because he's
30
the
seconds
only
left.
entry fragger for the team, and now he's holding that out with an operator
Yeah.
when he has a double initiator based on who's going to be breaking on down inside of the site if Para is actually the one holding it down with an operator. He needs to give the operator to someone else. Someone else can use it, and he needs to be the one with that rifle. He needs to be the one who's going in for these entries, and that's when they're hurting so
10
much
seconds
here.
left.
No real time whatsoever. Paradox is a beautiful, disgusting quick scope to take
Last
down
player
Batman. He's gonna be good for
planted.
one, but now, yeah, Para versus the entire world. Maybe he's gonna be good for one, man. But with an operator here in this situation, maybe he could have gotten that kill. It's gonna be Ezzy being able to save his buddy Rocky. But that's gonna be 7-1 on the scorecards, and the 7-5 scoreline is what we want to see coming down through from the side of True Rippers, because we know for a fact that their defensive hold on this map in particular is extremely potent, but it really doesn't matter how strong their defense is unless they're gonna be able to get a 7-5 on the scorecard.
So yeah, we kind of jinxed it though. It's not going to be a 13-0 like you said. It's at least come up to a 7-1. So pretty sure a few more rounds can go to the hand of True Rippers, but I'm not really sure with the last map. That is going to be the real wild card because I'm calling it right now. Enigma is going to be winning this map out, but Haven is another strong map for Enigma Gaming because they are very aggressive with their takes. They're very aggressive with their defenses, and they're very radical with their strategies because they normally leave a few sites empty with one controller, which is really good. And they managed to make it count. So I feel like Enigma might win this out, but look at this aggression coming in from Rafu, cutting it really close, manages to like slip back by the skin of his teeth. Does manage to take a little bit of attack from him, but he pops his Blade Storm, and it's not gonna matter because a random spam coming in from Paradox means that Rafu is gonna be going down. Godbeck Siege making his Odin sing. Hika is already down to 4 HP. Can't really heal himself in this moment of adversity. But Godbeck Siege is gonna be there to help him out. Good crossfire coming in, and it works out for them. Godbeck Siege almost missed the entire thing, but he does manage to pick up 4K. But more than him missing, I feel like Master was caught panicking because they really couldn't do much in that situation. He had two players looking at him, and he had like one. And now Godbeck Siege still was boiled out of 1 HP, but he still managed to make it count gracefully.
That's the power of Godbeck Siege.
I mean,
When he has an Odin, he's unstoppable.
Yep.
Dude, 1 HP and a dream, this guy is literally the god himself.
God Odin has a nice
Odin
ring to it.
god, yes.
Odin God, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's definitely not Nordic at all.
No, he's God Odin. He's the All-Father. Where's
He's
his
the
scroll? Yeah, his throne is his scroll. Yeah, that's perfect, actually.
Huh, he should honestly change his name to God Odin. But look at this aggressive stance by Rafu with a good crossfire from Hick over
Oh,
there.
nice.
Well,
Good
okay.
hiccup, Ollie. Good hiccup. Like,
Hiccup yet again. Why? Ooh, crosshair. Cheeky little angle, but he was caught out by God Vexy, and yeah,
Spike
he's gonna be
down
put
mid.
down into the dirt. Last player, which is gonna be one tap god. He doesn't even have the guns to make it count. But oh no, it looked away at the wrong time, and he can't really do much with that sheriff. And okay, oh, that is an F moment if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, they say that Valorant is not a horror thing.
9-1 aggressive, and I feel like they're just gonna run this all the way home.
Yeah, it's gonna pretty much happen. And as I was stating, like, this could just easily be a 2-1. Remember, I said it was gonna be a 2-1 going in favor of the side of TRUERIPPERS, possibly. And I believe that this is gonna be a massive wake-up call if the side of TRUERIPPERS now lose. 9-1 after what happened on the map of Icebox. I think that the side of TRUERIPPERS, they got a little bit too complacent and a little bit too overconfident. The fact that they were able to take down the side of ENIGMA on their home map, they just needed to shake off the rust, and now that the rust is now off, and also that fact that Raw feels just a little bit too angry, he's an angry boy, so...
Indeed. And I feel like One Tap God should be focusing a little bit more on Brimstone and Astra than the Omen that he's playing right now, because he only has a couple of smokes and it's not going to be lasting him that long. I feel like Astra would play way better. He should be putting a little bit more effort into that, because the smokes are just not enough for proper execute. Meanwhile, with Brimstone and Astra, you can have 3 smokes like instantaneously executed, and that is going to be working out for you. They're trying to best use their smokes. They're using it, but it's just not enough. Look at this. It's another beatdown coming in for ENIGMA Gaming, and they're already boiled down to 2 HP. I mean, 2 players. And Godvik, see, pretty sure he's going to be coming in right now and spamming that Odin, and One Tap God is going to be coming, caught into that spray. He might be able to take 1 kill, but look at the disrespect coming in from ENIGMA Gaming right now. Just sheriffs, and okay. Run gun spray did manage to catch Ezzy off guard. One random kill is something that he got, to get, but Hika, ouch, man. Did he really have to put that molly down there? The hot hands just made his feet hot more than anything.
Yeah, he wanted to burn up One Tap God. He wanted to make him into a crispy fried chicken at the bare minimum that he can bubble up later on. But yeah, that's just the morbidity of Valorant in general. Sometimes he can be a little bit more, little bit more, how do I put it? Dominant, I would say, yeah. Much more dominant, and then show your dominance over to those opponents. That's what the side of ENIGMA are doing. 10-1 on the scorecards. At this point, this is an utter domination from there, and the way that they're able to establish control, the way that they're able to take a lot of these fights. And I think one of the main reasons why the side of TRUERIPPERS are losing is because of something like this. Paradox on his lonesome, while he has 2 initiators, ladies and gentlemen, 2 of the best initiators to gather information on his side. That should not be happening anytime. He should never die to an operator when he has 2 initiators to give him information.
But I'm not seeing the flashes coming in that often. I'm not seeing the smokes coming in that often. And even though that smoke was there by One Tap God, he didn't respect it. He went for his own teammate smoke, and he paid the price for it. But look at this. It's probably going to be another round going to ENIGMA Gaming right now, because Godvik has managed to reveal a lot of the players. A little bit of damage trying to be put out by TRUERIPPERS with that Sova over there. And finally, it's going to be the Sova that's left alive. And the shock dart lineups have come in. And a beautiful kill at that. Godvik is going to be tagged too, but Hika is popped his ultimate, and he's going to make the most of it. Gets the kill, comes back in style, and finishes off the round with 11-1 score. Beautifully done. And a couple of rounds more, and ENIGMA are going to go home a very happy team and going to go into the final map that is going to be the map of Haven. Yeah.
This one, it's just about cleanup duty. I don't know, dude. It feels as though TRUERIPPERS, they dropped the ball massively when it comes down to using their composition properly. They have a dual initiator setup. No one is setting each other up. They're pretty much doing their own thing, just rolling around the map like cockroaches, and that's pretty much it. And you can ask me, why am I being so harsh towards the side of TRUERIPPERS? Because this is not what we expect from them. They can do so much more here, ladies and gentlemen, because this composition is just so incredibly powerful. But the thing is, this composition relies on you to be a lot more decisive, and it relies on your initiators to try and dictate the pace here. But Paradox, he's just on his own, trying to walk around and run over the map to try and see what he can find. Yeah, that can work out if you have a secondary duelist, but you don't have a secondary duelist that will actually get you entries.
Exactly.
You need to get set up by your initiators for this place to happen.
See, that's the thing. I try to tell this to a lot of other players. Like, a lot of players call out Jet, lockers. Even, okay, let go of Jet into lockers. You see a lot of these players playing Jet. they're really good at it, but they're only going to be as good as their teams. Because if your teammate is not going to be giving you that backup, the smokes, the flashes, the jet is just going to be as good as nothing.
Completely agree with you there, but the thing is, especially when you consider the competitive scene now, and this is a very, very high skill game. All these players, they're immortals, they're radiants, they're literally at the tippy top of what you can be
Yeah.
in Valorant. And these are the mistakes that you don't really expect coming down from them. But here is where I would say that the plays can be a little bit more different. Things are just gonna be looking up just a little
30
bit, but
seconds
look at Rofu, man. This guy just doesn't care. He just full sent himself and dashed in front of Relic over towards the switch, closed the switch, and he just ran out away. This guy has absolute nerves of steel to do something like that.
Just disrespects everything that he sees around him, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna ignore you completely and go in. Oh God, Vexy, so close. Paradox honestly could have picked up that kill, but he had no idea that the flank was coming in. And he didn't know that Enigma was expecting the flank to come in. But look at this, the raw force of Enigma is gonna be showing right now, because they're gonna be there together as a unit, and there's not much that TRUERIPPERS can do against 3 hungry Enigma players. But okay, one tap God comes in, jumps in, bunny hops in, right taps, gets another kill, brings it down to a 1v1, and he's probably gonna be sticking this as hard as possible. God Vexy, he should really know that the defuse is gonna be stuck, but no, he misses!
Oh, Frenzy!
It just doesn't work out for God Vexy right now. And a little bit of teabag by one tap God over there. You deserve it, man. Honestly, at this point, you deserve it. But God Vexy, you really shouldn't have picked up that frenzy. You should have just stuck with the classic. It would have worked out better for you.
Yeah, honestly, the frenzy is one of those weapons that is the most.
It's a hit or miss.
Yeah, it's such a hit or miss weapon. Primarily because of one thing: when you jump and go into a person's face, if you don't hit that first headshot, you can say goodbye to your chances of actually trying to kill that person. The frenzy is kind of that type of weapon. You can rely on it, but if you try to, like, you know, bunny hop your way forward and try to dig someone in the forehead, sometimes it's just not gonna work.
No, I concur. I honestly concur. I feel like you can't rely on it. You can rely on it for a miracle, but you can't completely, you know, rely on it. And sometimes I see a lot of these players.
A little bit bad.
Yeah, I mean, I see
yeah,
a lot of.
Agreed it.
Or probably I didn't hear it. Wait, what exactly did you say again?
Wait. I just said that you're kind of bad. That's why you can't rely on it. But at the same time, you agreed with me.
No.
You agreed with me, so it's like, yeah, why the hell not?
Okay, wow. I'm just being caught out right now, off guard, and the audience will definitely not agree with you. Please support me. Hashtag support for Queen, please.
Well,
look at this. Look at this camera setup by Relic over here. He has all the information in the world and nobody knows. Finally, thank you, Ika. You finally realized that a camera is up there and that everybody knows where you are. And Enigma,
beautiful shot.
Yeah, honestly. Now they have to fall back. They know that their jig is up. They have to go in through a different entrance because they can't really push this anymore. But they're still gonna be holding their ground strong, and they're just gonna be staying there and just, you know, waiting for a push to come in. Any mistakes that TRUERIPPERS is gonna be making is gonna be good mistakes for them. 11-2, and we've seen really impressive comebacks before, but I don't think it's gonna come back from 11-2 to 11-11. Or maybe it is.
Honestly, maybe Paradox not gonna be able to terrorize everyone with what he was trying to do for, but one time gone. He just playing mind games now, dude. What is this? What is happening?
What? To be honest, as confusing and as you know, unreliable as that looked like, that was really well done by One Tap God there. He knew he didn't have a lot of bullets. He didn't have the time to reload. He was playing mind games. He went back, sprayed down, did a little bit of damage, pulled out his ghost instantly, and started spraying him down. That was really good presence of mind, not gonna lie.
What just happened here, man? Like, the people were just running, they were gunning, they were going in for plays, one on the back, one on the front, one on my sides, and one on right on top of my head at this point. But just make it happen, man. If you guys are able to go in for wins, do it all away. Paradox is gonna be the first one. He's just like, yo, come over here, bad man. I got a bullet with your name on it, and it's written bad man all over this bulldog. Oh, Relic. That has got to scare Rockfield just a tiny little bit, man.
Spike down B.
Yep. Yeah. And that, yet again, There's another beatdown coming for
One enemy
TRUERIPPERS,
remaining.
surprisingly. So a comeback might be in the works. I feel like there's a recipe that they have that I haven't heard of, and it seems to be working for them. One tap God, by the way, he spams the smoke, just out of curiosity, and he stops. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. Little did he know that God Vixie does get tagged, and a random God Vixie just steps out of the shadows instead of Omen. And the actual person who's supposed to be stepping out of the shadows just defeats the other guy. But yeah, oh wow, he has an entire Singularity collection aggressive. Look at that. That's so beautiful, and it goes so well with his team though.
Yeah, this is like the Singularity in my eyes is probably one of the better skin bundles. But personally, a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, and I know for a fact that Assassin hates me for this as well.
I mean, come
The
on, you
fact that-
cannot hate the Singularity just because
No,
of
no,
the finisher.
No. The finisher is incredible. The thing is, I prefer the Singularity Sheriff over the Reaver Sheriff.
I mean,
And just as like Raw Fuel prefers to use Vandal in comparison to Operator and just slaps Paradox in the face.
oh well. Indeed, and okay, look at this. TRUERIPPERS, they're picking up the pace yet again, and I'm loving what I'm seeing because
They found my guy.
this is exactly that spice that I wanted. I didn't want it to be a complete beatdown by Enigma, but look at this Relic. He's still standing strong with that Bulldog over there. As he's just going to pick up the pace a little bit. It's a 2v3 situation, and as I'm saying, a 2v2 because of Ezzy. Clutchable, and they still have the spike in their command. They could always go in for the rotate, which is exactly what they're going to be doing. Batman and Ezzy, the two dynamic duo. And honestly, the characters they're playing, they could clutch out with them because they have the turrets, they have their alarm walls, they have their nano swarm. Ezzy has his smokes. So honestly, I feel like Enigma could win this round out. But yes, back to the topic at hand. Singularity, yes or no? Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you prefer more than the Singularity. But honestly, I think Singularity is one of the best out there.
You are divided.
There's not much that you can do. But with the ultimate now getting caught from the side of the Astro, they need to they just need to go in for this. Probably spot out the gun barrel at the bare minimum. I'm pretty sure that they know that Batman's right in front of Generator, but they're running out of time. They don't really have a lot to work with. They need to be fast here, and they need to execute down immediately. Batman gets one kill, and Nezzy just from the back, it's gonna be able to. Literally a round that absolutely was unlosable. Like, this was not winnable at all from the side of Enigma. They have no business winning this, but they literally pulled off a win out of absolutely nowhere.
Well,
I think that Enigma, they have their mojo back.
yeah, they might, but it doesn't really matter because it's 12-4 and they can honestly chill a little bit. Even if they give away a few rounds, it's completely fine because, well, just one more round with the, fixed focus coordination, and that's all they need. And look at that, TRUERIPPERS on top of that. They don't have a proper economy, but Paradox does have an operator in his hand. There's one Bulldog. Okay, you know what? I'm going to eat my own words. They do have proper economy. It's just that one Bulldog and one tap on. But we've seen him work wonders with it. And it's a similar economy on the hands of Enigma Gaming too. But look at this. Hika is going to be pulling his ultimate to get information, and nobody sees him, but he sees them. Gets a kill on Crosshair. He's going in for the second. He knows that TRUERIPPERS is holed up down there on Heaven, and Rafu is going to be activating himself. Gets a kill. They've got complete side control. They've got the spike plant down, and they just have to pull late post plant positioning. And Rafu, you better not be looking left and right too much, or else you might get caught off guard, and you might go down. But Ezzy is going to be picking up that kill in Paradox, and I feel like this is just done and dusted, and it's all up to Master. And here is it, boys. Here it is. Where I'm just going to be calling it. That is game over, and there's only so much Master can do. Picks up one kill, but that's all he can, because Badman is going to be disrespecting him. Coming with the classic, but Ezzy is going to be coming in from behind and getting that kill on him instead. That is going to be the 13th round, and kudos Enigma Gaming for taking up the round match 2 for yourself, which is going to be the map of Ascend, and it's all going to be boiling down to the final. This is going to be Haven, and again, aggressive. Haven is that kind of a map that I think that Enigma is going to be better on, but we're going to leave it up to time to tell because this season 2 has been such a storm.
Yeah, when you consider Haven, though, I think the map is a lot more evenly matched in general. Because, why do I say it's evenly matched? First of all, when you consider the dynamic and the win rates of the side of TRUERIPPERS, they have a lot of wins against even other top caliber teams. And when you consider Enigma, they also have a lot of wins. So, in general, the map is going to be very even. One team is very good when it comes down to having a lot of control. One team is really good when it comes down to taking away control. So in a way, it's going to be a neutral point, and I'm really excited to see how that's going to be. But before we do get into that match, we need to review this map in general because we need to break things down from a top side view. So let's head on down over onto the match highlights by the LG Ultragear, because I really want to see what exactly we are going to be noticing. But the thing is, starting from the very beginning and up till now, I believe that this would have been very different if TRUERIPPERS just picked up a different composition. I feel as though they just dropped the ball when it came down to playing this composition properly. They were not really using a lot of their utility in proper conjunction with Paradox. They were not really setting up
Yeah.
Paradox to try and go in for different plays. And of
Exactly.
course, Rawfield's like an absolute beast. Like, I'm taking nothing away from Rawfield because this guy hit shots that he has no business hitting. He was playing so cheekily, he was playing so aggressively that no one could predict him, minus all of that. You can actually counteract this guy by just using your utility properly and then sending Paradox in behind your utility. Something like that is just so crucial. And the fact that TRUERIPPERS took so long to try and figure that out, and even at the very end, they were not able to do it down properly, just caused them to lose out on everything. They relied too much of their gunfights, and they were going back to what they were doing previously and not really relying at all on utility. And this composition is purely based upon utility. Like, it's utility first and then gunfight. And the fact is, the utility usage just wasn't that good. And I'm really surprised that TRUERIPPERS went for such a composition that doesn't really fit their playstyle whatsoever.
Exactly. Like, you kind of have to always set up your duelist to get the frags, because the duelist is not just gonna, work magic, go in and do a 1v5 for that situation every round. I mean, yes, there are moments where he can do it, but you really have to set up your duelist. The duelist is not a one-trick pony who keeps, getting the kills for yourself. So even I don't completely agree with TRUERIPPERS lineup right now, but I hope they're going to be changing things up on the third map, because this is where it all matters. This is what matters, and they really have to take it really carefully, or else ENIGMA will catch up and they will completely destroy them, and their winning streak is not going to go down at all.
Yeah. When you consider this matchup in general, but look at God Bexy, man. We're just gonna revel in the moment of the Odin. The All Father knows all, and All Father has 1 HP at the very end. Like, this guy is just too good when he has an Odin, especially on down towards that B side. Shockdart's rating on it. Doesn't matter what to worry about. It's just Master things, dude. Master and God Bexy, I would say that these two guys just absolutely tore through the entire server, and they did it properly as well. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a 1-in-1 scoreline. Map number 1, a dominant showing coming on down through from the side of TRUERIPPERS. And now in map number 2, a dominant showing coming on down through from the side of ENIGMA. And heading on down over onto map number 3, I'm going to say that that map is going to be where we see overtime, because these two teams are incredible when you consider their potency and their potential on the map of Haven. They have a lot of different strategies. They have a lot of different ways to go up for it. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited to see how the teams are going to be going up against each other when it comes down to that map in particular. We're going to be setting everything up down there. But before we, as speaking of things that are going to be down there, make sure to check out the links down below in the description. Get yourself that new big upgrade that you were looking for, because there's a lot of deals set up from our sponsors. So you want the best prices for a WD Black SSD, or maybe a Ryzen processor that I'm looking into as well to buy moving on down the line, because my camera dying is mainly because of my processor. So I'm going to be checking that out as well. So you should as well for your next big upgrade. And we're going to be back with you real shortly with the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, part of WD Black and ND Ryzen Radio. We'll catch you in just a little bit.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. This is going to be a long game. We're already up at map number 3. That's why I've got my Red Bull with me. You guys can get yours by scanning this QR code that's in front of you right now. And Kuwait must be surprised right now. Where's my friend? Where's Aggressive? How did Crips come here? Even I don't know how I came here. Maybe it's magic. So I need you, Quinn, to talk me through what happened in the first 2 games. Tell me, I missed that action. You're gonna have to walk me through all that.
Honestly, I'm surprised that you guys Omen teleported out of each other's way also. Kind of surprising, not gonna lie. But yeah, look at this. 13-5 then 13-4. First of all, it was one up by the first map was one up by TRUERIPPERS, and it was a map picked by Enigma Gaming, and we really thought that Enigma Gaming being super confident in the first map, they were gonna win it out easy peasy. But no, it was an entire beatdown, and boy, you should have seen the highlight clips, man. There was a round in which Paradox literally dashed in the side into a Viper's pit, up on boxes on B side, no scoped and dash back out. That was just beautiful to watch. And honestly, we after that entire performance from TRUERIPPERS, we really thought that the second map was going to be going to TRUERIPPERS 2. It was going to be an easy 2-0, but no, Enigma Gaming had other plans. And on the second map, that is on the map of Ascent, again, it was a beatdown, but instead of TRUERIPPERS, it was the side of Enigma Gaming just beating sense into TRUERIPPERS and telling them who's the boss. And I guess Enigma Gaming is still looking to keep that fighting spirit alive, and they don't want their winning streak to end at all, Crips.
All right, so basically TRUERIPPERS stole Enigma's map.
Yep.
Enigma stole TRUERIPPERS map, and I stole Aggressive Spot. So
pretty much.
we're just stealing
You
each
got it.
other's stuff, right? I mean, swiper, no swiping references over here. Either way, we're going to be jumping into Haven right now, and that's going to be the decider map. And, well, no better way to end this whole best of 3 ordeal. And what do you think is going to happen over here? Which side do you think is going to be able to win? Because both of them have pulled off dominant results in both the 2 maps so far.
No, honestly, okay, I want to get into that, but the agent selection screen is ready. But before, giving my predictions, I really want to see what these guys are going to be playing around with. And that'll give us a little bit more context as to, what we're going to be seeing. So, yeah, I guess Enigma Gaming, obviously, as always, they're going to be going into their usual lineups. God Vexy is never, ever going to stop playing that Sova. Hika today is going to be picking up that Sky and not that Phoenix. But I personally think that a Phoenix is more, crucial for the map of Haven. But anyway, let's see how he pulls it off. Raw Fuel on his usual jet. Batman with a Killjoy. Maybe he could go for a Cypher last second, but we may never know. Ezzy is obviously going to be picking up that Astra. And look at this, One Tap God. In the last map, we saw One Tap God pick up an Omen. He didn't manage to work out the kinks of Omen that well. And I feel like Reyna is going to be a better pick for him. Relic is going to be going in for a Cypher and not a Killjoy. Crosshair with his usual Sova. Master on the Omen this time, and Paradox with his usual check. So these are better lineups than what I saw TRUERIPPERS playing the previous map, and I feel like they're going to have a better performance this time around. But I'm not really sure. Enigma's Gaming is really strong on the map of Haven, and they're very aggressive on top of that. But here's the thing. This is a really good matchup. TRUERIPPERS against Enigma Gaming, they're both aggressive. They both like to dominate. They both like to be in the driver's seat. They both like to play mind games and, control how the opponents are working out their way through the entire map. And considering how they both like to do that, let's see whose brainwaves are going to be synchronizing up with whose. And honestly, I'm just going to leave it up to the map to tell. But give me a little bit about your predictions. What do you think is going to come out of this map?
So I can't predict anything, but here's some clear differences that I'm seeing right now. One Tap God on the Reyna. Now, clearly, the 2 duelist meta seems to be running well for TRUERIPPERS because they are a pretty aggressive team. They like getting up in your faces and they like fighting. So kind of makes sense for them to do this. Relic with the Cypher will have a lot more potential to keep rotating around the map than the Killjoy, because then you're no longer restricted by the amount of range you can leave until your gadgets stop working. On the side of Enigma, though, we have seen Hika be the battle sage so many times. So many times it's not even funny. But now he's picking up this guy, the Sky instead. And that kind of changes things up to some extent. You see, it does give him the ability to heal his teammates, but now he can no longer be that one anchor player who can just wall up an area and stay over there. He can't be the battle sage. He can somewhat be like a pseudo Phoenix if he's able to flash well. Then he can play a lot more aggressively. He can gather information more easily. And Enigma Gaming will have a lot more to work on than just the Sage. I mean, with this thing, you can gather more information, right? It's better than the Battle Sage in that extent. I mean, the Sage is more of an anchor thing, and Sky is more of an initiator thing. So, yeah, that's how it works out.
Well, true. I would like to agree with you on that, but then you know how Hika's past history has gone, and let's see. Sometimes he has a really good day, and he's always the one who likes to push in, right? Sometimes he has really good days, and he always manages to land the first kill. But sometimes he just has an off day, and it doesn't even matter on the day. Sometimes it could be the map, and the first two maps were really good for him. But I'm not really sure what's going to be happening on the map of Haven, because if at all anything, Haven is the one map where he kind of like fluctuates a lot. So let's see what he's gonna have today.
I mean, whether or not he's having a bad day, it doesn't depend on which agent he's playing. I think with this guy, the only thing that could go wrong for him is that he maybe gets caught with a flash in his hand or something like that. Yeah, but other than that, I think he's going to be a lot more useful for his team because they usually keep Badman as the lurk. And Batman is the one who has to find out a lot of information other than just Crosser. Now with 2 initiators, they can have a lot more information and they can start rotating and predicting what TRUERIPPERS are doing much before TRUERIPPERS actually hit them. And this is better because TRUERIPPERS are the kind of team that like to play very quickly and aggressively. So the faster you can gather information, the faster you'll be able to adapt to their aggressive breakneck playstyle.
Yeah, indeed. And is that a little bit of you leaning towards Enigma here? Is that what you're going to be leaning towards? Because yeah, I think you might be right if you are. I feel like Enigma might win this out. Okay, no shit on you. I'm not going to be calling you out. And I know I've said this like a lot of times in this entire day, but just so you know, a little bit of more context for the first map, right? Okay, wait, we're going to be jumping straight into the game because that's ready. We don't want you to be missing out on anything, do we? So let's jump into the game, and I want to fill you up on the first match that I was catching for today. And honestly, it was a really, really good match between Orglis versus what was the other team? How am I forgetting them? It was Orglis versus Force One, and we all thought that Force One was going to be winning the entire game out. And I was hopeful, and towards it was again a 1 win by one team and a 1 win by the other team. And towards the end, Assassin, our producer today, was like, you know what? Force One is going to be winning. I concurred, and we put out a bet, and I won a pizza. So you know what? We may never know. I feel like
I'm not buying you a pizza, no matter what.
Okay, let me get a little bit of an opportunity. Come on. But speaking of opportunities, Paradox is not going to be missing any. Gets a dink beautifully on his nemesis over there and finishes it off with a wall bang. Off to a really explosive start here for TRUERIPPERS are, and 3v5 situation already, and a minute to 18 seconds left on the clock. So much time to work around with. But I think that this initial round is going to be setting the pace for the entire game, and it's going to give us a fair idea as to how the moods of both these teams are going to be.
Yeah, frags have been exchanged all across the map. The attackers lost one outside of A and just outside of Garage. Well, they got a pick just towards C. Now, they've left Ezzy over here on the C side to just sell a fake for as long as possible. And I think he's doing a good job because at this point, there are 2 players of TRUERIPPERS still on the C side. And the A side is relatively uncontested. They should be able to get the plant without any problems. And Ezzy being far away can still back his teammates up. In fact, he probably won't even need to back them up because they're already in the site. And now he can just put down his utility to deny the post-plant positions for as long as possible and just delay this retake as much as he can. Ezzy now moving in from the B side will probably come in late and try to catch the players of TRUERIPPERS off guard, but he's gonna have to be quick. If he's late, then his both teammates will die, and they're not very healthy right now. Rockville is barely alive, and at this point, even Godvexy can't do much. With 7 HP, it all falls down to Ezzy, and he's a little late to the party, but let's see if he can poop this for his opponents. The plant isn't even there for him. It's not there any angle. Nothing working in his favor. And Enigma Gaming lose out on this round. They just get 1 casualty. That's it, and TRUERIPPERS walk away with it pretty easily. I mean, this was a rather clean round, and like I said, TRUERIPPERS like playing aggressively, and they like picking up fights, and dare I say, they even like winning fights. They don't lose those.
Well, they did lose the second map, but you know what? Hold on to your horses. Because yes, the first round has gone to them, but that also means that the Spectres are going to be in their hands right now. And I feel like the second round is also going to be a clear win for TRUERIPPERS. But Enigma Gaming, they're like failing to find a strong footing here. And I can't really judge based off of just the first round, but I still feel like they're not having that great of a day, and TRUERIPPERS might, just get a lot of rounds. I hope that there's going to be a comeback. I feel like it's going to be like this. TRUERIPPERS are going to take it home on the defense side, but on the attacker side, Enigma Gaming are going to be making a comeback.
Yeah, now that they've got the pick on now that they've got the pick on one tap, God, that's gonna make things even easier. But to compensate for the lack of garage control, TRUERIPPERS are sending Paradox all the way up to A link, and he confirms that there's nobody present over there. but their players falling like flies to the Garage and C side does make it a little bit concerning. If Paradox can fight the Spike carrier, that would be amazing, but no, God Vexy wins that duel. Spike still on his back, and he can continue going ahead to the sites which his teammates have already cleared up.
Indeed, and here we have a 1v3 situation, ladies and gentlemen. I know that Master is a master at work. You can see how many rounds he's glitched out before, but with that Omen and with that Spectre, yeah, he has good standing, but there's not a lot of time. The spike plant is going to be coming in. He has to rotate all the way around to see the A site where it has been planted, and there's a flying waiting right there in the form of Raw Fuel, just waiting to one-tap Master if he's not going to be clearing that corner, but he is, but still, Raw Fuel with that raw aim is going to be tapping Master's head clean off and picks up a Spectre for himself. A good second round, to be honest. I wasn't expecting Enigma to be picking it up, but that really evens things out, and they didn't even have to force buy, which means that this round is going to be a lot of Spectres and a lot of Phantoms, and something that TRUERIPPERS cannot really fight back against with just Classics and Sheriffs. But let's see. We've seen TRUERIPPERS pull off insane Sheriff one top, so here we go.
Yeah, it's all gonna come down to Paradox. He's got plenty of money, so he's the only man who's bought protection. Light shields, but I think that's gonna be enough for now. Let's see if TRUERIPPERS are able to set up baits or not. Right off the bat, you see One Tap God rushing down mid and picking off one kill. Well, that's the kind of aggression that I was expecting from the side of TRUERIPPERS, considering they don't have much to lose. And Enigma also, after they deal with the first wave of aggression, they need to deal with Paradox, who's been pushing up A almost every time. Now, this is a pattern that Enigma could start reading into if they keep on doing this almost every time. And very soon they'll be able to deal with Paradox pushes from A. They'll be able to deal with One Tap God's pushes from either Garage or B. I mean, given this was just an eco round, they would have expected this. But if they keep on doing this, and I know that TRUERIPPERS have the tendency to play aggressively every time, this might just be countered. The only way that TRUERIPPERS can only stop this is by switching things up every now and then. Like, let's say, for example, making someone else play some other position. You know, that really changes up the dynamic.
Here's the thing, Crips. I know that Paradox is a very aggressive player, but I feel like he's a little more frustrated because of that loss that they had in the last map. And he's aggressing a bit too much for my liking, and it's not good for him because he's not going to be able to connect the shots, and he has to fall back or dash back. But look at this. That's exactly what happens, but One Tap God is there to save his his hide, and he does it beautifully at that. Now that they have the guns in their hand, it should be an easier retake or a shutdown for TRUERIPPERS, and here's where the real fun is going to start beginning, because the C-take is going to be coming in. The cyber cages are all across the map, and they're blocking vision, and it's an equal beatdown, but TRUERIPPERS is going to be standing strong, and Relic is going to come in clutch for his team. Picks up a 3K for himself, and the second round for his own side. And I love how the first two maps were complete beatdowns on the opposite side. Like, Enigma Gaming won out the map pick for TRUERIPPERS. TRUERIPPERS won out the map pick for Enigma Gaming, and right now it's just neck and neck, Crips.
Exactly, and they're winning out rounds which they have no business winning. Like, let's say, for example, that anti-eco win. Even that happened. So this storyline of winning what you're not supposed to, that just keeps on continuing. This time around, Relic used that cyber cage as cover to get in towards the platform side and surprise the hell out of Enigma, even though they thought they had cleared it out using the Sova utility. Once I've got way out in the open, this is a very aggressive angle. He's got no trading potential over here. His teammate Sova can help him out, but he gets away with the dismiss, and Crosshair follows up to help him out. Really good stuff, but while they were fighting towards long, Rawfield has sneaked in from short, and he's cleared out the site.
I feel like Enigma Gaming have caught on to what TRUERIPPERS is trying to do. Paradox finally has taken a chill pill, and he's not being that aggressive anymore. He does have an operator in his hands, and he needs the crossfire to come in with his teammate, otherwise he's not going to be able to make it count. Information has already been given out by God Vexy with his owl drone, and that means danger for TRUERIPPERS because they are going to be putting their crosses exactly where they need to. And look at that. Rawfield picks up the 4th kill for himself, and it's going to be an ace, ladies and gentlemen, as he goes in aggressively, picks up that final kill. It was a full buy, mind you, from both sides, but nonetheless, Enigma Gaming made it count. 3rd round, and honestly, a really explosive round at that, Crips.
Exactly. In fact, some of the few kills that Rawfield was able to get were just basically free kills. Like, he moved in from short. He used the Cloudburst to cross over into the short region without getting tagged by anyone fighting long. Unfortunately, his teammate Ezzy, he died to the Reyna, and then they started losing fights on long. But by the time TRUERIPPERS were able to win those fights on long, Rawfield was already in the site. He catches them both off guard, and and the later was just history. Oh my goodness, this time Batman is starting things off with a bang.
Then
It's
again,
not, then again, it's in Eco, so they don't have much to
yeah.
lose.
so yeah, I mean, it's kind of hilarious how Relic was trying really, really hard to put up some cam lineup that I've never seen before.
Out
Looks
of
like
the
a really
touches.
interesting one, and I wanted to land
Blocking
because I
vision.
wanted to see where that cam is gonna go up, but apparently not. Maybe we might see it later down the line. But look at this, Ezzy comes in, and one tap God is caught lacking. He had no idea that Zilong was gonna be pushed in so deep. Relic, he knows he has nothing to lose. He has a classic in hand, and he's gonna try to pull up a Hail Mary. He jumps out. For Godvex, he's going to be shutting him down with a Phantom. Not much that he can do. All of the crosser in a 1v5 situation, obviously not something that he wants to be and not a situation he wants to be in. And he has no idea that Rafiel is holding that corner, and he's going to be
Keyboard
tapped in like 2 seconds. And there we go. And Rafiel also picks up a Sheriff. He's probably going to be tossing it over to one of his teammates, or he might actually use it to disrespect TRUERIPPERS.
But hey, this was an Eco, and TRUERIPPERS did not play aggressively? That's weird. They always play aggressively when they've got nothing to lose. And I really thought they would actually go ahead and pick up fights, but they did not. So that is... Damn. That's unexpected. But take a look at this, Quinn. We are about to have an explosive round. 9 out of the 10 players on the server have their ultimates available. Paradox is just 1 point away from the Blade Storm. This is gonna be a bloodbath.
Enemy
And it is. He's got the 1 kill. He's got the Blade Storm available. But hey, they just lost raw fuel. They can still make this execute work if Enigma line up all their abilities together.
And honestly, I love Paradox's movement, right? Like, he gets that kill, dashes out, updrafts, beautifully gets on top of that box. And that's not something that you can pull off that easily or every day. Ooh, Paradox really risking it all. Gets completely flashed out, but he still goes in for that shot, misses it, but does manage to get the second shot in. And a third, as he switches positions and takes out Godvexy. So neck and neck right now. I have no idea who's going to be winning it out, Crips, because I really thought it's going to be a total beatdown like the first 2-1, and it's going to be going to either side. But this, I think the map of Haven is kind of an equalizer. On top of that, I feel like both of these teams are a little low on energy, and that's pretty much it. But Relic, this is what I want to see. I want to see whether his camps are going to be going up at that cheeky spot at all, because he's tried for 2 consecutive maps and he couldn't land that lineup. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do there.
Hey, but I wasn't sure what TRUERIPPERS were trying to do here. They had 3 players positioned on the A side, and they got it right. They predicted exactly where their enemies would go. And that 3-man stack was perfect. This time, Paradox, his position is perfect. He positions himself towards C long. There's a Hunter's Fury being used, but I don't think it's going to clear anyone out. In fact, they will just avoid it. And then the other Sova will also use his Hunter's Fury. Both the Sovas using their ultimates. One of them dies to Rafiel, but take a look at this. Rafiel is already into the A site. He can convert this into a plant if he can get his teammates to breach here safely without taking any casualties. So many ultimates used, such a fast round on their hands already, but this round might end before the plant even goes down.
It all depends upon timing right now, Crips, because Paradox is deep inside. He wants to get that cheeky kill, but no! Rafiel sees right through that. He knows that the Jet is going to be updrafting. Locks out his head, takes the clean off, and the spike plant is going to be coming in. 2v3 situation. And the heal is also going to be coming in, so they honestly don't have a lot to lose. It all depends on the timing of the crossfires, but no, the flash is going to be coming in clutch. Master is still alive, though. Brings it down to a 1v1 beautifully after he takes out 2 players in one fell swoop. 30 HP on him, so he really has to make that one-shot count. I would prefer if he picks up a Vandal if he has one nearby. But Godvexy's just going to be waiting it out. He calls his bluff, and he knows that he's not going to be sticking it. Peeks out at the right time, takes him clean out. And that's going to be the 5th round coming into play. And I feel like I'm going to be calling. I feel like Enigma is going to be winning this out, Crips.
I would not make any comments on that. I feel it's a bit too soon. I feel it's a bit too soon. But
No,
hey,
I'm a fortune teller. Trust me.
all right, Doctor Strange. Let's see if your predictions come true. But hey,
Yeah.
Crosser and Godvexy, both of them ended up popping their ultimates in this round. Now, those are 2 big ultimates. Hika used it in the previous round. Paradox and one-tap God's abilities, their ultimates probably aren't as impactful because they're like, you know, selfish ultimates. They only help you get frags.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Hunter's Fury, that's a massive ultimate, and none of that available does make things a little bit weird. But hey, consider this. There's still the Lockdown plus Cosmic Divide combination available on the side of Enigma, so they can use that. Aggressive position from the side of Paradox towards C long already. And he knows that he hasn't spotted anyone towards the C side. TrueRippers know that this is going to be an A execute, and with the lockdown, they can't even do anything about it. They will be forced to relinquish this site and play for the retake, unless maybe Relic can get a few cheeky kills, you know, when he isn't covered with that lockdown. Just waiting for someone to walk into his trap fire, but nah, they've been dealt with. So yeah, this is going to be a 5v5 retake, and no ultimates as such on the side of TrueRippers that can actually help them with the retake. This is going to be very difficult because they have to rely on nothing but their aim.
Indeed, and honestly, Relic didn't expect all of them to go down short. He was like, you know what? A few people are probably going to be coming down the long position. I'm going to be taking them out with those trap bars. But look at this. The setup is just beautiful by Enigma Gaming. They've gotten the spike plan down. The Cosmic Divide has come through. And there's really nothing that TrueRippers can do in this situation. Top of that, Relic is already at 44 HP. And he realizes that it's the best thing to like fall back. But fall back is not something they can do because Raw Fuel is on the lurk. And he's on the hunt. Takes him out. He's hungry for 2 more kills. He's not exactly sure as to where they are. So just going to be clearing the corners and clearing the records as One Tap God is going to be going down to his Vandal. Also, poor Master caught off guard. Badman comes in at the wrong time. And Masters is caught sleeping. He panics a little bit, looks around, is like, hey, hold up. What? How are you there? I thought we were going to be coming in from heaven, but nah. This is going to be a wild Badman. Being the Badman that he is, coming in from an unexpected location and taking you right out.
You gotta consider how frustrated TrueRippers will be whenever they enter the A lobby area. They have never been checking the correct angles. Like twice in 2 separate rounds, they got killed from the same spot in A lobby, just to the right-hand side of the sewer's entrance. And once it was Crosshair who didn't check it, the other time it was Paradox who didn't check it, and Paradox had an offer. That was like a major player in for the retake, but this time it seems like Enigma want to make a very fast play to the side. They're gonna send in their Messiah, Rawfield, to lead the charge, and even though he dies, he's at least liberated the site. That was quick.
Well, that was a clean slate, I guess, now. Okay, I feel bad for TrueRippers right now. I'm very sure they're super frustrated. They do have the guns here right now, but not a lot of economy. This is a very crucial round for them, and Enigma Gaming are already leading the charge. They have 7 rounds for themselves. Yeah, I could say that this is kind of an attacker-sided map if you know your executes well, but on the defense too, on the map of Haven at least, Enigma Gaming is very good, so TrueRippers better be scared.
The funny part is they're letting TrueRippers walk away with all their aggression, right? So it's not like TrueRippers is doing anything wrong. It's just that whenever TrueRippers plays aggressively, like let's say if Paradox pushes long, they don't address him. If he pushes towards C long, they don't fight him. They let him do whatever he wants, and they go to the opposite end. They let him come towards the backstabbing position, and then they take down Paradox. They don't face him head on, ever. And look at this. TrueRippers already have gotten C long control, which means they can now stack the A side with all 3 of the remaining defenders. Probably just leave Master to play towards B, but he can also make his way towards the A side if need be. Oh, and Master, really good paranoia. He wanted to rescue One Tap God, but unfortunately, Rawfield still has his eyes open.
Indeed. And the entirety of Enigma is there to back him up, aren't they? So, not much that you can do there. But yes, this is kind of a flank cappy map, and if you're going to be flanking, it might pay off for you, which Paradox is trying to do right here, right now. But the problem is Enigma Gaming is always on their toes and they're waiting for that flank to come in. And after the plant is going in, they're catching the flanks off guard, and that is exactly what they're winning it out. Look at this, Relic is good for its 3K right now though, as he has activated himself finally, and he's like, you know what, I've had enough of this. I know Paradox is being a little too aggressive, but yeah, I can pick up the slack from my entire team. And it was just him and Paradox to clutch out the entire round, and finally we have the 4th round for TrueRippers. And 8-4 Crips is not a bad score, even if I'm assuming that Enigma Gaming is going to be winning out this round, but yeah, 8-4 is not a bad score, and I've seen a lot of teams come back from a 4-score card.
But this is the first time that Paradox backstab was actually successful. And that was also partly because the crossfire of TrueRippers was very strong on the A side. It was potent as hell. Master holding the entrance towards long. You've got Crosshair in, you know, in a crossfire with him. That's like the battle of crosses. But oh my lord! What on earth was that? That was not even a Ferrari peak. That was like a jumping jack peak. Holy shit! And Rawfield's got more.
And more? Aw, this is insane! Okay, I really thought it was going to be picking up that 3rd kill too, but really well done by Paradox. I mean, Rawfield. Yeah, I kind of low-key saw that the peak coming, but I didn't expect him to jump and just disrespect Paradox like that.
Exactly.
I saw him pick up that operator. I saw him going C-long. I was like, okay, this guy's going to work magic here, but that jump, okay, that is just disrespect.
Yeah, that's like some military drill sergeant bullshit right there. He tells you to give him like 10, you drop down, you give him 10. Well, Rawfield's done more than that. He's given him 21 huge frags already.
I was just gonna say that.
21? Are you serious right now? This guy's sitting on more than double the amount of frags than anyone else in the server. Give him 3 more and he'll be at triple.
Like, it's even his teammates are not catching up to him. It's 21, 8, 8, 8, 6, and 4. Like, I kid you not, the moment you open tab, it was the same time, and I'm like, huh? 21-7? Hold up. That's just not fair.
Let's see if anyone can stop him this time around, because TRUERIPPERS seem to be very keen on attacking this site. And it's not like they're going in for any of those half-fast fakes. No, they're committing to this one. Unfortunately, those fakes won't be coming through, and neither will the executes, because it doesn't matter. Is this actually happening for real? Like, TRUERIPPERS, they don't care about the nanoswarms, they don't care about the counter utility, they push through it, they tank all the damage, and they walk right past it. But Rawfield and SE obviously will be punishing them because they were already missing HP, considering they literally dodged the nanoswarms. But unfortunately, Rawfield's killing spree has come to an end as he walks out of the side. The cage dwelling is prepared for him, and Godvex, he can't do much either. Well, that's one convenient way to win this first pistol round. They took so much damage when they walked through that nanoswarm grenade. There was even a gravity well put down over there just so they couldn't move through, but they ignore it. They just turn a blind eye and they walk into the sites. They walk into the seaside and pretend like it's their own father's property.
Honestly, I feel like this was one of those rounds where they just prayed to the frenzy gods, and they're like, you know what, this is gonna be on our side. They kissed their guns and they were like, who cares about nanoswarms? We got frenzies. We're just gonna spray them down while running them.
Well, certainly those kisses on the frenzies did pay them off quite well. Let's see if Enigma have kissed their guns or not. But Rawfield's kissing everyone goodbye. Crosshair and Relic have been deleted already.
This is homicide right here, Grips.
This is genocide, not homicide. He's killing everyone. This is mass murder.
What even? That's just a sheriff. I mean, he's just a master of the sheriff at this point. And TRUERIPPERS, there's a shook to the very core. And they're like, it's probably like time to throw in the towel, but it's TRUERIPPERS we're talking about. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be doing that. Paradox, being the aggression god that he is, he is looking for kills. He's not looking for the spike, but he is still going to pick it up. No, that Hika is right around the corner, or does he? Does manage to come out of that unscathed, does manage to get that kill in. Drop down to 6-9 points of health. Haha, very nice. Well, let's see if it's going to work out for him, because Badman, on the other hand, he's on 100 HP, and he has a Spectre for him that is going to work beautifully. It all depends upon the, post-line positioning of Paradox, but no, the timing! Paradox, just stay put for once, will you please? Because honestly...
The third time in the round we said timing, and every time Paradox does something, we're like, no, not like this.
Like, I feel like his movement fingers are just itchy, and he's like, you know what? I should probably explore this map a little bit more. I've never seen the sights down this. The trees look so nice.
Yeah. Well, at least Paradox. I don't know, man. I feel a little bad for him because he almost got killed.
Yeah.
Looking the wrong way thrice. And I can't even imagine that happens so many times in one single round.
It's like every time he goes in for a bit too much aggression, and sometimes it works out for him, but you gotta go with the floor, man. You gotta fall back when you need to, and Paradox is not seeming to do that. I just feel like he's frustrated after that second map loss. But look at this, a little bit of a bloodbath coming here, and ENIGMA Gaming are shutting them down yet again. SD. Okay, TRUERIPPERS just lined up beautifully for him, and he just took advantage of it. They're not gonna miss once people are gonna line up for him, up for ENIGMA Gaming. And look at that, their economy is tight. They've got the guns in their hands. They've got a really good scoreline, 5-10. I wouldn't even say that's not bad. That's just insane. And 3 more rounds, and they're gonna be crowned the champions, and they're gonna save their respect, dignity, and their street crips. You do realize they haven't lost a singular game this season.
Oh yeah, that's a big number for Enigma right there. The big 0 on the losing scorecard. They put that up, and they will be the uncontested team over here, and they will probably be able to qualify for the playoffs just by winning this game, right? They would have had 4 wins at this point, right?
Yeah, they can just chill now, right? Like, once they get this win, they're like, you know what? Take my computer away, give it away for servicing, and we'll just not play a few of the other matches. But yeah, obviously they have
the
to.
bag.
They obviously have to,
no.
but they don't really need to. But look at this. A little bit of a trap that TRUERIPPERS walked into, but they managed to recover from it. Shut down Enigma Gaming, and they finally got control of a side, which is the side of C. Spike's going to be planted right now, and the post-plant positioning is what matters. And Paradox is going to be down and out for the count, so no more aggression coming out from Paradox. And all of his other teammates are going to be much more subtle, much more, you know, just in their place and holding the fort down, more to speak. And I feel like that is the better move here, but look at this. Raw Fuel is going to be the aggressor right now. Gets blinded, but that smoke is going to work out for him. Tries to get a second kill, or at least a first for that matter. I thought the first kill went to him. Not going to work out because he's going to get taken out. 1v2 situation. Not looking good for God Vexy right now. He could possibly clutch it out, but one tap God is not having it today. Takes him out, puts a 6 round on the board, but it's just 6 rounds, Scripts, and 10 rounds for Enigma Gaming. I think they can chill down a little bit, but once they get to that 12th round of the match point, Enigma Gaming is just gonna start like aggressing super hard.
Yeah, the bait setup from Enigma towards the side of Garage did not end up working out for them. The trade still went in the favor of TRUERIPPERS, and Paradox was the only casualty. Hey, can't even blame him. He got baited into looking at the wrong angle.
Yeah.
The right angle too. I mean, he got a kill at the end of it nonetheless. So, yeah, TRUERIPPERS have been using Garage as their bread and butter. They've hit the C site twice now using Garage. The only time they failed with the Garage aggression was when they combined it with B instead of C. So now you know why they like this area so much. This is literally their bread and butter. They want to use it every time, and they've been fairly successful at it too.
And to be honest, I'm not even gonna lie, that is my favorite position too. I feel like that is like the keystone, the cornerstone, if you will, for the map of Haven, because you get Haven control, you kind of have control of 2 sites. Look at that. They're taking Garage control again, and Paradox, being the aggressor he is, goes in, gets 2 kills. God Vexy gets a kill with that Hunter's Fury. But I don't know if it's gonna matter, and now it is, because Ezzy has picked up another kill for himself, but my God is gonna rework that balance it again. Brings it down to 2v3. Spy plant has come in, and the retake has to be done very clean, very slowly, or else they're gonna get taken out first.
Oh no, this is just a brawl right now. Both of them get revealed, but one tap got still very potent. Those ace bombs could have been disastrous, but one tap got recovers it before it's too late. TRUERIPPERS once again, the good old Garage control. Works like a charm every time, and even this time they ignored the utility on the C entrance mouth, just like they did in the pistol round. You see there's nanoswarms, they walk through it, they tank the damage, they don't care. They literally don't give a damn. They walk into the side and there's no delaying from them. And as a result, you see Enigma and TRUERIPPERS are just brawling it out. There's so many kills going down left, right, and center. But every time somebody from the side of TRUERIPPERS dies, it's on the site. And even anytime someone dies from the side of Enigma, they are away from the site. And that's what matters over here. TRUERIPPERS get control and they get it fast. And Enigma are not in positions to stop them. This time, once again, it's a very fast push towards the A side, but at least Raw Fuel will be able to hold on the first attacker. Let's see if he can do anything else.
And honestly, that first kill was a really crucial kill. But
Badman, backstab.
Oh no, and he makes it count. He has a kill on Relic, but he has to fall back right now with 6 HP on his body. 3v2 situation, and if anybody has been what? Excuse me, Badman, that is not allowed. I'm sorry in the server. That is just nutty right there. 6 HP and a tap. Now, if he can like pick up a gun right now, even with his low health, he can still pick up a lot of kills, and that's exactly what he has done. He's picked up a Vandal for himself, and Raw Fuel, on the other hand, is working magic. Gets a kill for himself, and Badman over here is his wall bangs master. Puts up the 11th round on the board for Enigma Gaming. One more round, and their confidence is going to come flowing back in. But yes, like you were saying, right? I wanted to call this out. TRUERIPPERS, they're a really aggressive team, and you know what they remind me of? They're like this caged beast that was on the defense side, and Paradox being super aggressive. It almost felt like that barrier at the beginning of the round was kind of like a blockage, and they were like just gnawing at it, gnarling at it, waiting to be let out. And now they're on the attack side. They're going all out. And TRUERIPPERS on the attack is where they truly shine, especially on the map of Haven.
Yeah, let's see if Paradox can shine this time around. Last time he was dealt with immediately. But this time, Raw Fuel's positioning has been dealt with, and I think Paradox knows he's even trying to bait out the shots from him. So Raw Fuel, he can either do his shenanigans all by himself, or he can use that Tiger and get the kill on the Paradox. No follow-up, but Crosshair picks him up through the walls! Alright, that's a cheeky lineup, and of course they're gonna be salty about it. God Vexy's aggression has been dealt with too. Every time Enigma are able to pull off an eco, TRUERIPPERS pull off an eco of their own. The economic battle just keeps on going back and forth, and this is like a roller coaster. At some point, you're bound to throw up. But
Indeed.
he's not throwing up. He's showing up to the fight, and he gets one tap. God. Maybe he can kill the spike out here as well. Nope, the spike's already safe and on the site. But hey, he's turned it into a 1v3. A much more manageable situation. And consider this. If TRUERIPPERS lose this round, if they lose this 1v3, they don't care. There was on Eco anyway. But if Ezzy loses the round, which he most likely will, that's going to be a big blow to the side of Enigma.
It's just, I think Ezzy and Godvexy low on Freds. I think the other guys can pick up the slack for him. So I really think that second round after this could go to his favor. But look at that positioning by Master over there. Calmly sitting behind the turret to, like, you know, mask himself. But Ezzy,
And Ezzy still wins.
Yeah, Ezzy still wins. He just locks onto that head. Oh, he's going to go in for a ninja defuse. If he does manage to pull this off, this is going to be really crucial for him. The shock darts are going to be coming in, but he moves out at the right time. Picks it out again. There's going to be another shock dart, but he peeks out of the wrong side. The side where Paradox is there with his blade storms, ready to, like, just blind one into his skull and make him bite the dust. And that is exactly what he does. 8-11 score, Crips. Honestly, Enigma, they don't really have to rest that much. They're kind of in a chill spot right now. One more round, actually a couple more rounds and they're done. So that is probably why they're not, like, you know, going all out. But I feel like once they're, you know, faced with a neck-and-neck situation, that is when we'll see them tense up and go all out,
I
even
mean,
more than...
In the second half, it's been neck and neck. Both the teams have won 3 rounds so far.
Yeah.
And look at the patterns at this point. TRUERIPPERS, every time they go for the garage plays, they are mostly successful. The one time they tried to attack the A site, they got shut down by Batman from behind. There was a stack from Enigma, and that basically failed. But Rawfield this time could nail the timing. He's gonna catch Relic off guard, and he delivers. Justice served, like a revenge. Like a dish of revenge. It's best served cold, but this time Paradox is down here, and Rawfield gets him too. How do you not hear it? The Paranoia will be able to get the better of the judge, but Batman, still with his eyes open, will be able to deal with this aggression with no holds barred.
Down, C.
Yep, that is going to be the fourth round for Enigma Gaming. Batman gets a little too hopeful, if I might add, with that judge. He kind of overestimated the range of that shotgun. It is a shotgun, after all, Batman. I know that you were getting cheeky with it, but that cheeky, yeah, maybe not. Especially against a player like Crosshair. If he sees you, he is going to tap you out of existence. Now, Crosshair has picked up the spike, and I love how Enigma is respecting Crosshair so much. They're like, yeah, he's a really good player. We're not going to be aggressing him. We're not going to be going in for the hunt. We're just going to let him plan. We'll see what he does, and we'll play on that.
Exactly, and they're not even checking for him. They know the spike was there. They know they must have, you know, let him have it by now, but they're not even playing on the site. They don't want to take any risk. None at all. Rawfield was watching towards B in case he crosses, and that too in a position where he would be able to hear Crosshair if he moves towards the A side. But now that it's gone to C, they've found him. And he doesn't have enough time to take any post-mount position, so he's going to have to fight this one. The recon dot reveals his position, and he about to get pre-fired. There you go, through the walls. Godvexy shoots him out.
Pre-fired, much like just wall-fired. Damn,
Yeah.
Godvexy. I sometimes I begin, like, I doubt whether he's even human, the way he plays. Like, even without his recon dart, he knows exactly where people are somehow. All the time. This guy's nutty.
Well, he's nutty. Rawfield's nutty. Godvexy's nutty.
The team is nutty.
Yeah. And
But
Badman is naughty.
okay. Okay.
He's the cheeky guy of the team.
Goosebumps on my neck? Definitely not. Naughty, he says. Yeah, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Badman, it's apparently not.
Oh my god,
Bad
you
boy
and your
himself.
corrupted brain.
What did I?
I know what you were trying to do over there.
No.
Don't trick me. No, you can't.
You're putting words in my mouth.
Hey, I don't do that. Oh my goodness, Paradox winning those duels with 3 HP? Amazing stuff. That dog could have killed him if it bit him. But Hiccup, he still has his animals with him, and Paradox is going to be bird watching. Crosshair helps him out. And that's it. They almost line up for him, but Rawfield, he only kills off the one player who was very low on health, so he's not been that impactful this time around. Looks like TRUERIPPERS still have a fight to put up.
And it's a 2v4 situation on top of that, Frips. It's still possible because it's ending. He didn't see that. I was really, I got confused there for a second. I was like, wait, is it just me or is there somebody lurking there? But yeah, there was a lurk over there, and it's all up to Godvexy to Sova to clutch out the round. Smokes are helping him a little bit, but it's going to go out any second now. And there it is. It's going to go out. He doesn't have a lot of utilities to work with either. He has to go in for the hunt. He has to go in for the kills. But if he gets caught off guard, which he will, and there you go. His nemesis of Crosshair is going to take him out. And just a little bit of flex, he's going to be putting up his recon dart. 9-12, that score line is probably what is keeping Enigma Gaming going on right now. And they're just going to be a little chill about it. And they can win any odd round right now. And that's just going to be going into their favor. So I feel like they're just going to be putting their, keyboards down. They're going to be putting their mouses down and just like fist bumping everybody and going like, you know what, let's finish this. Let's end this. And I kind of feel it in my bones. This is probably going to be the last round, Crips. Oh, but, oh, it's an eco. I still think it might be the last round.
Could be. I mean, Enigma have nothing to lose, and they've got Vexy with his big bad Vandal. So he could be the hero Vandal player over here. But Paradox this time, I don't know. He's not playing aggressively just yet. Rafael is the one who was trying to play aggressively towards mid, but now that they've gone and called out towards the A side, the rotation from the side of Enigma is already coming over here. Badman tried to counter push them from the garage area, but Master will be able to take care of him. And TRUERIPPERS have read this correctly. They realize that Enigma are going to stack the A side. That's why they go towards C. And it's empty. They get it for free. Unless Rafael is able to kill someone over here, this should be mostly TRUERIPPERS round.
No, Ezzy kind of whips, but he still doesn't manage to pick it up. No. Look at this, Rafael, 2 kills, amazingly done with that blaze arm over there. Gets caught off guard. That. Oh, okay. He had an operator. I think he peeked out a little too early. Nobody knows that Hika is also here. And look at that, backstab comes in. Crosshair is going to go down. 2v2 situation. But like, as I'm saying that, Master is going to be proving me wrong. Picks up that kill on Hika. God, Vex, he had no idea that the trap fire was there. He got a little too hasty. He forgets the cheeky little relic is there with his amazing traps. And he's going to be caught, literally caught off guard. 10-12. Oof. And overtime might come into the cards, Crips.
Yeah, but consider this. This was a brilliant run from the side of Enigma. They got so much damage. They got them to drop 3 of their weapons. One of them was the AWP. And now TRUERIPPERS don't have an AWP. What are they going to do with this one?
But guess who does have an operator right now?
Yeah, and that's Rafael. And here's what. Consider this. Batman and Ezzy, both of them have the lockdown and the Cosmic Divide available. This is the perfect combination to go for the retake. They can let TRUERIPPERS walk away with whatever they want. They don't need to stack the A side this time. They can actually tell God Vexy to back away right now and let them go for the retake. But no, it seems like they are going to be stacking it and they want to fight this one. Master already on top of heaven. Tika knew that he was present over here, but gets caught with a bird in his hand. And at this point, they can pinch them from both sides unless they deal with Paradox. Yeah, that's happened. 3 versus 4. No killjoy available right now, which means retake is going to be a lot more difficult, especially with all these kills going in their favor.
Ooh, really risky. And that risk is not going to be paying off for them anytime soon. And their economy was really, really badly damaged. And that risky play with them staying on side, like you said, I think your strategy was way better and they should have honestly fallen back and just gone in for that retake with that lockdown. But now look at this. The economy is super tight. We have a Judge on Batman. We have a Spectre on Ezzy. 1 hero Vandal on God Vexy. Again, Hika's going to be picking up the Spectre. And there's, actually 2 Vandals on the side of Enigma Gaming. It might work out for them, but it's kind of very risky because Rafael is on 0 economy right now. And if they lose this round out, they're kind of betting it all. They're putting all their cards on the table for this one particular round. They're looking to win.
Yeah, it's not like they have anything left to lose. It's the last round, or it's overtime. And overtime would be a fitting conclusion for a match of such epic proportions. But now let's take a look at this. God has everyone ready. But the Hunter's Fury will force all the players of Enigma into uncomfortable positions, which allows TRUERIPPERS to get these kills. And they've got the openings already. It's just Rafael left, hiding behind that cyber cage. Everyone who comes in to back him up is also dead, but the flicks are strong. The flicks are strong with this one. Badman has the lockdown, which means he can go ahead and force them out, but most likely in a 1v3. If he puts the lockdown now, they'll most likely push him instead of falling back.
But if they do push him, realize this, he has a Judge.
Yeah, this could work out. This is the 200 brain play that Batman was looking for. The dig comes through, but Paradox is just a bit too strong and a bit too accurate for this one.
Switching sides.
And an overtime it shall be, Cribs. Let it be known, it's going to be an overtime. This is honestly a match of epic proportions because the first 2 maps, they were just complete beatdowns from the most unexpected teams. And now the final one where it's all going to go down, it's going to be an overtime. So really, this is honestly the perfect match.
Paradox in 21, One Tap got on 20. if Rothfield gets 5 more kills, he's gonna be on the same level of kills as Paradox and One Tap God combined.
That is it. That does not give you goosebumps. This guy's just going
I know.
crazy today.
And considering that we still have 2 rounds of overtime ahead of us, Rothfield might just hit the 40 bomb.
He might hit the 50 bomb, man.
If the overtimes keep on extending more and more and more, but you can see how passively both these teams are playing. It's just a sudden shift in pace. Everyone's playing super carefully. The shock darts will probably destroy any alarm bots that were positioned over there from the side of Enigma Badman. That usually is a position where Badman puts up his alarm bot when he's on the defensive side, and would have expected some trap fires to be there. So that's why that preemptive shock dart came through. But at this point, all that Enigma really need to do is bait out the utility from TRUERIPPERS so that they can't use anything. Oh my goodness, they get tagged. And he's got the Odin. Could have easily killed Raw Fuel. Luckily, he's a jet, so he can dash away.
Spike planted.
Oh, but he can't keep himself safe from the Odin. The gods are with them. And in this 4 versus 5 retake situation, things are starting to look good for the side of TRUERIPPERS. But how will they retake with the op? Now, that's a little weird question that I don't have the answer to yet, but maybe Master has that answer. No Batman means no post-plant nanostorm grenades, which means they can go in for the retake faster. Unless Enigma players are able to win their duels, and they vote. The Odin shines bright like a diamond. And Relic goes brrr.
Yep. That's an F right there, man. Because honestly, in the map of Haven, I'd say that the attacker side is Enigma's true strong point, and since they lost this one out, I don't really know what miracle they're gonna be pulling off for the defender side, but fingers crossed, man.
TRUERIPPERS, all they need to do is play a little carefully. They know that Enigma will be hunting down their defaults. And if they can keep things a little fresh, then TRUERIPPERS definitely will be rewarded with the first ever victory that anyone has been able to pull off against Enigma.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, TRUERIPPERS, they have been battered and bruised throughout the course of Gauntlet, but Enigma are as fresh as a flower. And they will get to draw first blood on them.
And honestly, that's kind of an honor. They're just gonna be like, damn, you know what? We're the first ones to take down Enigma and, you know, take down their reign of tyranny. So that's gonna be another flex for them. But let's just see if they're gonna be able to pull it off. This is a really crucial run for Enigma. Because if they do even a singular mistake like what Paradox did right now going in solo, they're going to be losing their throne. But from what I'm seeing so far, I feel like Enigma might be able to hold on to their positions just for a teeny tiny bit longer, just for a few rounds longer, so to speak. Because TRUERIPPERS, they're going in a little barehanded down into C site, and they do not understand that Enigma is there waiting for them. It's kind of gonna be a meat grinder if they go in, but luckily they realize that they're gonna be pushing out. But a flank might come in at any point now.
Oh no, and Relic gets revealed.
Yeesh, this is not looking good for them at all.
Yeah, I mean, TRUERIPPERS, they were about to walk into a trap, so the fact that they don't go towards the seaside is good. There's a 3 stack over there. But now if they try to go towards A, even that will kind of be telegraphed. And look at how aggressively Rawfuel and Godvexy are playing this one.
Left.
Anyone even hints to come towards the A side, they will find out. And of course, there's alarm bots on B, so they've got every part covered. The best that TRUERIPPERS can hope for right now, with just 20 seconds remaining, is that they can just go for the spike plant and then scoot back to safety. That will be the best thing that they can do in this 4v5.
You know what the problem is? If I think that they're gonna do that, if they are actually gonna be doing that, I feel like Enigma Gaming is gonna be coming in, smoking, and sticking the defuse, and that is gonna be really funny to watch. But look at this. They're not gonna be doing any of that because TRUERIPPERS are still inside, and Enigma are gonna be hunting them down one by one. It's all through Relic with 21 points of health. Only so much that he can do. He can't even take down the diffuser, but he does! But since his position has been given out, honestly, that was a really predictable spot down that mid position, and he should have expected the entirety of Enigma looking down their barrels, just waiting for him to peek out from any corners, behind the box, or from Nest, and that he did. Did manage to get 1 kill, but again, we equaled it out, and this is where it honestly matters. Enigma Gaming has to get at least a first round for their side, or else the second round is not going to be going over to theirs. So I feel like if Enigma falters even for a little bit, TRUERIPPERS is just going to capitalize on it, and they're going to be the winners.
Hey, I mean, Enigma faltered in the prediction of where TRUERIPPERS would go, but their utility was just so well positioned. They found out while they were coming over there by the alarm bot, and in the post-1 situation, the gravity well combinations, they basically nullified every position the TRUERIPPERS could have taken if they were in the site. And of course, if they're outside the site, then it's pretty easy to deal with them because those are kind of predictable spots.
Ooh, Paradox with that operator looking to do some damage. Does that dish out damage to Rafu? Kind of not the best position to push into, considering how Paradox is always aggressing, and they know that he's going to be there. So Rafu, kind of a mistake from your part over there. Should have gone with your team maybe to at least, you know, bring up the trading potential. But look at this! Sneaky little bad man, being the naughty guy that he is, goes into sight from Garage, but Relic is there to take him out. 1v5 right now, and again, Enigma has lost it off. And the defense, again, is where they have to pick up the slack.
Look at the map and look at the map and look at where everyone has died. All of these people dead in different positions. You have Badman dying just outside of the C defender entrance. You have one player dying outside A. The others dying on the C long corridor. Everyone's just moving in all by themselves under the impression that Enigma have managed to sneak past enemy lines, and that's why you can see that they're going alone by themselves, right? Because they want to be stealthy. What they don't realize is that TRUERIPPERS deliberately let them have this map control, and then they pick them off simply because they're all by themselves. There's no trading potential available for Enigma. So what was considered as a little bit of an advantage sneaking through map control, that was just, you know, map control disguised as a little bait and switch setup. It's almost like they will never have the trading potential as long as they have the map control. It's a trade-off, and that's the kind of situation that TRUERIPPERS have built for themselves up against Enigma. But now that they're heading into the B site, there are nanosome grenades placed so that they can't plant the spike just yet. And this is great because last time TRUERIPPERS were able to get away with the plant. This time they won't be allowed to do so that easily. At least Rockfield won't let them do it just yet. But one of them has already sneaked past, and Paradox is deep into the enemy lines, and they know this. They want to make sure that Paradox can't escape without any casualties. And even if it tries to make his way out, Hika will shut him down. Spike still goes down, but one tap God gets away with murder. He needs help. Hika is about to flash him and destroy him. His teammate needs to help him out. Master needs to be a very important over here, but nah, he's been dealt with by Badman, and now one tap God is trapped. He can't fight them both at the same time. He's cornered, and he isn't cornered anymore, but Badman, he gets it! No, one tap God, how did you pull this off? That was ridiculous. I thought he was a dead man. I really thought he was a dead man over there. Master needed to help him out over there, but Master died. And they had him cornered over here. If they would have just traded perfectly, they would have been able to clutch this out. And Badman should have been able to win this, considering one tap God, he undismissed. He became vulnerable for a second, and at that point, Badman had the advantage, but one tap God is just a bit too sharp. That is individual firepower getting you the win. And consider this, the entire match was just individual fire getting you wins. Yeah, Rafiel was able to get, what, like 37, 38 frags? Him individually is getting you all the round wins. And then these guys, TRUERIPPERS, also pull off the same thing.
Man, I feel bad for Enigma because their winning streak has gone, but who better to lose it to than TRUERIPPERS? Because these guys honestly ripped them apart piece by piece on the last map. I thought it was going to be a really long overtime, but there was that teeny tiny slip up. Those last few seconds, they just forgot that Reina was in our ultimate, and little did they think that the first kill was going to be coming in, and she was just going to be dismissing and running out. And honestly, I feel like Batman really thought that Reina was going to be going back in, which is why he peeked inside. It's like, wait, hold up, where is he? And he looks out and he's right there. But anyway, let's break down the entire map for you guys, because this was an exciting one to say the least. Because the first two maps, they were just beat downs by both teams. But this was so neck and neck that it went into overtime, Crips. So do me the honor of breaking it down for these amazing, for our amazing audience here.
Well, I mean, what can I say? The first half was just a raw fuel show. In fact, the entire match was just a raw fuel show. This 37 frags, that's just absolutely stupid. But then there were some instances where TRUERIPPERS fell for the bait. There were some instances where Enigma fell for the bait, like say this one. The Relic was able to cross over to the back of site, and nobody saw him. He used the cyber cage to do so. But then the next time, one tap God tried to set up a bait and switch. He was playing very out in the open, and consider this is the position where if he dies, there's no backing him up. Like, there's no cover for him. His teammate Crosser would have been the one who can save him. And yeah, sure, he can dismiss back to safety, but while they were doing all of this, they forgot that A-Shot existed and Rafiel was able to get inside, sneak past. And that was the round when Rafiel was able to get that ace of his.
Honestly, it's funny, Crips. It's funny how these two teams are the most similar teams and the best teams that I've ever seen. But it's always due to the aggressive playstyle that they have that they either win or lose it out. It's really funny and ironic that the same aggression that helps these two teams win out individual rounds is the same aggression that also makes them lose the rounds.
I know. I mean,
It's just, you can write a haiku with this. Like, seriously. We should probably write a poem because really, this was just mastery at work, and it was so amazing to see these two like top tier teams go up against each other. And honestly, yeah, there are two teams you can always go yeah, global versus Enigma is going to be a really fun matchup. But you got to understand they're both having different playstyles. But when it comes to playstyles, TRUERIPPERS and Enigma are as close as it gets when it comes to playstyles.
yeah, I mean, sometimes Enigma were able to set up really good traps for the side of TRUERIPPERS, and TRUERIPPERS walked into it.
Mm.
The other time, TRUERIPPERS were able to avoid it, and they were able to get a lot of information by their own aggression, right? Because sometimes you have Paradox pushing up A long, sometimes you have him pushing A C long, and every time he's able to make that push successful, uh, Enigma Gaming can't attack that particular side. They have to relinquish that area and go towards the other part, which
Mm.
in turn lets TRUERIPPERS stack the other bomb site. So they've got Paradox pushing out on one side and the other teammate stacking the other. That way you can get the control of the entire map. And that's basically what the first half looked like for the side of TRUERIPPERS. But then going into the attacking side, TRUERIPPERS got a little bit more freedom. They didn't go for too many fakes, but every time they went in for these executes, it was just a brute force execute. Like they literally ignored the nanoswarm grenades and gravity
Mm.
wells, and they just walk past it. They don't care. They don't care if they take damage. They just want the control off the side. They want to kill the person in the side before backup can arrive.
Exactly, and the speed with which they went in with their execution and and like the ferocity with which they went in, honestly, Enigma didn't expect. And they're aggressive themselves, but on the defense, there's only so much you can do, right? And they're like, yeah, they're probably gonna be playing it a little more chill. But before you know it, TRUERIPPERS is already inside, taking control and shutting Enigma down.
Yeah. And sometimes when TRUERIPPERS get this site, it's just impossible to go for the retake, man.
Mm.
Like Enigma were trying so hard, but someone or the other steps up from the side of TRUERIPPERS, and the crossfires are always great. In fact, there are specific lineups that Master will be using. Every time that he's on the defensive side, there's this one paranoia that you can use to clear out the anti-crossfire angle. And every time you use it, your teammates can just hurtle down the corridors of the area and make it work. But yeah, that was really successful in the first half. And in the second half, TRUERIPPERS were able to make this word work because of their decent post-spawn positioning. And there was nothing that anyone could do about it. And then in the overtime, it just came down to which team made lesser mistakes.
Yeah,
But when you
honestly.
got Relic with an Odin like this, what else can you do? Plus, look at those paranoias. These are the exact paranoias that I was talking about, right? TRUERIPPERS, they have Master throw it down, and everyone's blind because he can predict where his enemies are. And the Omen paranoia is not a flash; it's a flush. It gets everything in its way,
Yeah.
and then Relic can move in and just go brew with the Odin.
Indeed. And honestly, in the overtime, it was just complete pandemonium. This is when we saw both of these amazing teams just, get nervous a little bit. And they're like, yeah, our life's kind of on the line. We kind of have to step up our game. And both of them just stepped up their game so much. It was just a flurry of bullets flying left, right, and center, and most of them connecting. So those rounds got over really fast. But they were honestly, that's honestly what they were trying to do. They were trying to just get it over with as soon as possible. But look at this. This was the one where all of our hopes and dreams were lost because I thought Enigma Gaming was going to be able to maintain their lead. And honestly, I don't mind that TRUERIPPERS has won this out because that finisher by one tap god is just so beautiful. But that's the thing. It's just that pixel, like that momentary mess up by Enigma Gaming that means that they're not going to be able to maintain the lead, or that
Prestige status.
undefeated,
Yeah.
yeah, undefeated position up there. But it's honestly probably just my OCD kicking in, going like, yeah, I want that 0 to be there, but it's fine. TRUERIPPERS, amazingly well done. Kudos to you guys, and a well-deserved win.
Yeah, well deserved indeed. They were able to really counter the side of Enigma Gaming over here. And Enigma Gaming were leading in the first half, and TRUERIPPERS were kind of playing one dimensionally, but then they figured out what was going wrong with their aggression. They kind of figured out what was going wrong with their rotations as well, and they were able to counter Enigma Gaming after just, working everything out, after
Yeah.
figuring out how Enigma likes to play. And they sometimes baited mistakes out of Enigma, which is the best part. And after all, then you have the Reina finishing off the match in such style. there's really not much else you can ask for. This was the perfect Saturday for me. Hold on, is it a Saturday or a Sunday? Hold on,
Sunday,
so Sunday. My bad. I'm
please.
losing track. I'm losing track of days over here, but that's because I'm a bit too busy playing Valorant, ladies and gentlemen. But
There
let's
you
take a
have it.
look at how this Sunday affects the overall standings as once again another week gets over in Gauntlet.
And look at that. Enigma Gaming's amazing reign of tyranny has come to an end. 4 wins, 1 loss, and they're equated out with TRUERIPPERS. And I feel like it was more of a sobering sort of experience where TRUERIPPERS was like, yeah, we got a loss, but we'll take you a peg down. You're way high up there. We're not gonna, let you get away with so many wins. Just come down to our level. And they went ahead and showed Enigma that TRUERIPPERS, that they're as good as they are. And honestly, what a team to lose it to, because it's just I can't really put any words into it because these guys are just as good as they are. And then we have Reckoning Esports and Velocity Gaming. Velocity Gaming, they've only played 2 matches. They won one, they won one, and they lost another. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna pick up that winning pace yet again. But it was kind of shocking to see that they would lose out a match that quickly. But no harm, no foul. They have just played 2 maps, 3 points on them, and it's totally fine. Now, here's the thing. Enigma Gaming is still leading because they did manage to win 1 map out. That is the good thing. That is why that 1 point, that is what makes all the difference. Like, yes, Enigma Gaming did lose out and they did get dethroned, but they didn't go out without a fight. They were like, you know what? Even if you defeat us, we're just going to be getting that one teeny tiny point to beat that little bit ahead of you.
Exactly. And it honestly, at the end of it all, 1 point is what it all comes down to,
Mm,
right? One round was what it came down to in the
exactly.
overtime, and 1 point on the overall grand scheme of things that can make or break these teams. But for now, those 2 teams are on the top 2 places in the leaderboard of Gauntlet. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our day has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I had a lot of fun casting this game. I hope you guys had fun watching it. But don't worry, we have a lot more action in store for you at Gauntlet, and we'll be back again next week. See you soon.
Bye.